Buttons are hard to press. Buttons. Who's got the buttons? Nope, not that one. This one. Yes. And very good. Hello everyone, I'm AD Springer, also known as Corbinian. This is the Electric Metropolis video game tour, and today we're doing another episode of Star Trek Survey Expedition Delta Adventures of the USS Bonaventure in the Dawnland Fringe. We are on a two-threat game, session I should say, where we are still dealing with the negotiations for the trade and non-aggression treaty between the Folk Confederation and the Nebula Rift Firm. Stardate is 13096. And as we go to the Bonaventure, Kelly Winters and Rakan are seated and getting refreshments as the crew of the Bonaventure have some time, a little bit of time before they enter in and begin the mediations. Despite this being kind of its own mission, it is a part 2. It is connected very closely to the previous mission, but that said, the traits from last mission are still very relevant, so they will be sticking around. So the ones you got, good and bad, are still there. Oh, and to give you a bit of context to the difficulty of your task, you have extended task. There is no extended consequence, so I'll actually wipe that out now, because there isn't anything of that sort. The extended consequence that would have happened, you basically chased away by saying, hey, shoo, go away. Stop it. So that can't come up. But you're mediating a peace between them, so you have a progress track of 20, with breakthroughs at 10 and 15. I want to double check my resistance and difficulty real quick, make sure I have the right numbers. I think I got them right earlier, but for some reason I doubt myself. Oh, 3 and 3, I was right. And you have 10 intervals. Each interval of 2 indicates a day's work of negotiating and going over details and such. You can spend a momentum to have it only take up 1 interval. Explanation being that you got a lot of progress done or ran into a problem sooner. Like you didn't waste time on stuff that was kind of not super important to the meat of the agreement. If you run out of intervals, they will feel, the two of them will feel that there's a certain deadlock and they have to consult with their masters, because they're representatives of their organizations. If they feel that they'll stall a little too long without even under your mediation, then they may seek alternative means to solve their problem. Any preparations the crew of the Bonaventure does at this time before they go into mediation? Other than stare at each other lovingly with soft music in the background, because we have to feed the ships.
That's for the after dark.
Listen. You gotta pay extra to get access to those episodes. I'm not doing that pro bono.
New Patreon benefits. No.
Oh God. Okay.
Off to a great start, everyone.
Okay. So I forget their name. The aliens that were in the system that we were dealing with last episode. They've all left. They've all screwed off.
Yeah, you basically
we scared them off.
Yeah, you drove up at warp speed, point blank with them, and gave them a good old glare, and they just ran for it.
You didn't even talk to turn on the weapons.
No weapons, no subspace. They're just like, oh god, big ship, right in front of us. We're leaving.
Great.
Nope.
So, Commander Atrum will come up to Captain Killick and Commander Lithia and say, well, with no more bogeys or bandits on our radar, what is our plan to handle the negotiations? I don't think we can keep them occupied with Vasek supplying them Vulcan tea forever.
We'll proceed with the attempt of the folk buy-in.
Yes, sir. Who do you want in the room with you?
Well, I'm not doing it. I'll make a Deca do it. Get the box in there.
We'll bring in the you, the commander, and if any of the junior bridge officers wish to sit in quietly, they can, for experience.
Right, then I'll say that to the bridge. I'll say, any of you want to gain some important diplomatic corps experience? Now's the time to volunteer. Looking at you, Deca.
Yeah. Question is whether or not Deca would volunteer for this. I think my only question is, would Deca have been given any other orders from the captain regarding, our current situation? Because we did just deal with a potential threat, and I don't know if the captain still wants me on the bridge doing something. Cap?
Let me just say anything. If you bring that idea or concern up, he may say something, but so far,
Yes.
he hasn't said anything about that.
In which case, Deca will say, I would be interested in the experience. However, considering the recent events, I don't know if the captain would prefer my presence to remain here on the bridge.
Atrum just walks over and picks you up and says, don't worry about it, Fushi's got it, right?
The captain will say, no, this is equally valuable. Lieutenant Fushi, Lieutenant Deca, keep up the scans and let's still see if we can get some good system scans, but the priority is threat detection.
So the captain does want me to stay on the bridge?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, that's fine.
Or at least your suggestion to continue looking out for things is as good as valuable experience as diplomatic talks.
Yep. Nope, fair enough.
Undervaluing diplomatic talks.
In which case, going into the next scene, I can just play Vasek.
Cool.
Which is totally cool by me.
Right,
While
I'll put you back down and follow you to the door.
I am gonna add a second extended task because, hey, the ship seems to be concerned about something. Making sure no one is out there.
Yeah.
We'll call that.
Yeah.
012.
Yeah, we weren't actively looking for that before, but we stumbled on that last one by chance. Now we're actually looking.
I don't think anyone would accuse the captain of being primarily a scientist, so he was in fact. When there was when it was noted, we're having difficulty scanning the system, the captain's first thought was not, oh, let's investigate that phenomena. It was, who's trying to use this to shoot at me?
Intervals.
And it turns out the answer was nobody, but
Not nobody.
Well, nobody made that effect in an attempt to shoot at you.
Uh-huh.
But
Or did they?
Dun dun dun!
Stealing a bit from the Star Destroyer of our fleet. Except I didn't blow up the star. I just had a slight flare. Yes. So a separate extended task scene will be checked on. It's also timed as well. That's why intervals matter. Edit. So that will be progress track of 12, breakthrough at 6 and 9. No resistance because it's just stars. Really, actually, there would be a resistance, except solar storms would be brought down. Would be brought back down by shuttle-based system study. So, well, actually, no. Let's let you all make that call. I don't decide where your traits go. I know there's at least one resistance because of the solar storms. Normally there wouldn't be because open space. Base difficulty of 2 and only 6 intervals. Same deal as before. You can spend a momentum to only use 1. And that is covering the after each. I'll probably ping pong back and forth between a scene with the conference and a scene with the ship scanning and such. So yeah.
Yep. I think I'd be fine putting that to the resistance because difficulty 2 is
Yeah, I think I agree there.
yeah,
Well, it might
difficulty
change
2
on a
isn't
second or third attempt.
Yeah, exactly. It depends on what complications and such arise, but otherwise difficulty 2 is reasonable for us to regularly get. So
yeah, very good. But we will first start with the conference.
How long has it been since the incident?
About an hour or two. Like you needed a bit of time to let's double check. No one's cloaked or anything weird like that. Okay, we're safe. Okay, we can bring in Rakan and Winters.
Okay. So, in other words, they haven't had time to review any proposals.
No, yeah, Vaz is just keeping them. At most, they have some preliminaries to look over, but that's reading and drinking tea. Like they don't have the full grasp of it yet. So, do the 3 of you enter?
Yep.
Where do you sit?
Wherever establishes dominance. I assume it's this chair.
That is the captain's chair ahead of the meeting's chair, because that's where the main console is. We're not so far forward that there's a console for every seat. It's like, no, one seat gets the console for the big screen.
I shall sit to the captain's. I don't know if to the captain's left or right is the more senior chair, but I'm sitting in this one.
Typically,
Yeah,
your
you're
right
right
hand
Far away
person.
responsible from Kelly Winters.
Scotland
We-
or not.
Do we want here? I'll sit on this end to bookend it.
and I say
No, I won't.
Vasek will
I changed my mind. I'll sit here.
Vasek will probably stay where he is unless otherwise instructed, just as kind of like the taking
Minutes.
basically taking the minutes from the side.
Because I presume that we want everything said here to be written down so that it can be transmitted back to the leadership of these two respective organizations.
The final agreement, not the literal negotiations.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why you probably have, like, you don't have the ship recorder necessarily going, aside from safety and black box things. At most, VASIC would be, like, taking notes out of sheer, not for later transmission, but for, wait, what did you just say? Well, you said at this timestamp, da-da-da. It's like, oh, okay.
Um,
Yeah. Plus,
Sorry.
plus also being off at the side puts me in a position to, be paying attention to things that the regular folk in the meeting might not be.
the captain will say, "Thanks for bearing with us through that incident. The ships left without any communication, so we're keeping an eye out in case they return. But they're not a serious threat. I'll go ahead and present you with our current understanding of the situation and a possible solution. VASIC, if you'll hand out the pads or the data tapes.
And does VASIC do so?
Yes.
As you're able to collect up a tray full of color-coded pads, tapes that people can plug into the table, or into their or into their personal pad, rather.
If you consult the slides I sent with the email.
Oh, God.
The captain will say,
Serve us.
there are a lot of small details, but the top line is that between compensation for previous wrongs, compensation for victim repatriation, and potential trade deals involving technology, the sum that the Folk Confederation could reasonably pursue is quite high, but they wouldn't gain much if, before even completing such remunerations, if it permanently damaged one of the only other economic parties that they could interact with in the sector to a destructive degree. So a possible solution would be to accept the remuneration in company shares, permanently tying the interests of the Folk Confederation and the company together, while also giving the Folk Confederation a say in the activities of the company and giving the company permanent access to the Folk Confederation, simultaneously handing future disagreements and resolving the disagreements of the past.
And as the meat of the negotiations begin in earnest, Rakan does not immediately reveal how pleased or displeased they are with this idea.
Very.
Whereas Winters kind of smiles at it, and it's like it's a clearly a smile of how much of it is amusement and how much of it is the embrace of a challenge will remain to be seen.
I mean, in the end, it's not her shares that are going to have to be given up.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I mean, she might get a haircut and how many credits she gets out of this, but as long as she does her best, her level best, then yeah, it's not so bad. The deal presented as it was presented does not increase or decrease the resistance. I'll actually do 2 rolls per extended task per scene. That way we can get a bit more meat to it. So this opening roll sounds like it's going to be Killick leading it, I imagine. This opening volley feels like a good old-fashioned presence command. If 3.
All right.
Resistance 3. That is worth calling out.
I don't know what Atrum is bringing to the table in terms of any dice for assistance, but I do have Advisor command.
Why don't you make an assist here? Because especially if Vasek is like helping hand out information about the plan, that makes more narrative sense to me than I don't think Atrum is saying much here because all he's doing is explaining their proposal.
Like the first day is
Okay.
just setting out. It's like, here is the overall. Now let's go into point by point, explaining exactly how this will work. Is everyone okay with this? Does anyone have a
Yep.
problem with it?
I have 2 focuses that I think will come into play here. Organization and Captain Killick. I don't know why he has a Captain Killick focus,
I think he's an
but
administrative aid.
No, because he's the captain's yeoman. That's
Yeah.
his primary job.
Sort of like a cabin boy,
He has
that
a
sort of
Captain
thing.
Killick focus because he spends 8 hours a day helping do the things that Captain Killick needs to be done. What?
Nothing. I'm just being mature.
Oh my!
Yeah, she's very mature about this.
I don't even know what I said.
we're
No,
off to a great start.
it's okay.
Um,
Organization will work here. Yes. Organizations, I should say.
Mhm.
It's a bit of a.
Focus. Yeah. Value of the Federation's needs are my command.
Yep.
All right. A focus in negotiation.
Bit of a long shot here, but could my soothing presence trait help here?
If you're assisting.
It'd be a threat for you to assist, which I think is fine.
Yeah. So you have a trait.
You can pull down the resistance.
Trait of fair dealer. Trait of mediator's insight.
Mediator's Insight will go. Rakan has a deep distrust of the Federation, so your fair dealer does not really help with him. But Mediator's Insight, you know what he's all ticked about. Atrum kind of gave you a heads up that he's already kind of hostile to these negotiations, so he's going to be extra difficult. 2 traits.
Okay.
I say pull down the resistance.
And the Federation values-based mediation.
That is what's making the deal you want to happen. Otherwise, you are just going to get whatever the 2 kind of muddled together. You have a very specific goal you want them to go to. That is to benefit. So that trait guarantees that if this goes well, it's going well in the way the Federation wants it to go. So that trait's more locking in the outcome. The positive outcome, rather.
Okay. We'll put those both towards resistance.
Okay, R1. As a montage through, showing slides, people looking at their pads, Winters being jovial and friendly and being lighthearted, Rakan almost saying nothing except at certain points, and usually rather sharp barbs flung at the firm and the Federation. The Doctor trying to, keep things lighthearted, try not to, let's all just stay okay, because it is clear in Winter's friendliness there is there may be something else to it, and Rakan's hostility is not exactly cloaked. Basic's trying to make sure everything's staying in order.
Yeah, I think I'm doing a lot of trying to, in signature Betazoid fashion, interpret a lot of how I think both sides are feeling and quietly conveying that to the other two to mediate their arguments.
You could spend a third to help out that way.
It'd have to be 2.
Do you need it?
No.
No.
So 1, 2, that is
She's giving
5.
advice, but it's not very useful.
I'll let you roll Insight Command difficulty 3 to see if there's some insight that's kind of separate from the extended task. You might learn something about Winters and Rakan that may be useful later. Like, it's not really a part of the negotiation per se, but you may have some insight as to what's to come in the days.
You said Insight Command?
Yes, please. 2 momentum.
Okay, a focus and empathy.
Yep.
Alright, and what did you say the difficulty was, sorry?
3.
Tree. That's my favorite number. Take a momentum or take a threat and 2 momentum. Jesus Christ. No, I'm not going to burn my determination on this right away, so I'll accept a failure here.
Yeah, you're trying to keep a track of... there's a bit of noise and lots of deep thought and controlled thought, so it's a little hard to pierce into what people are thinking. And there's certain biases you're letting creep in that are biasing how you're seeing the two of them, so you're not learning anything new from them. Not yet.
Gain a momentum on determination. So would you rather have that 3rd momentum than the threat?
Yeah, because you did 2 momentum and a threat. You could do 3 momentum instead. It's up to you, Atrum. So I forgot about that.
I said 1 threat and 2 momentum. That's
Right.
what I said.
Yeah, that's because there was only 2 momentum on the table. I'm saying there was 3 momentum on the table. But you don't have to use that 3rd one.
No, let's keep a momentum floating.
So that is the commands. The impact number 5 minus 1 is 4. So you did 4 progress out of 20. Which will normally eat up 2 intervals, but you do have a momentum to shave it down to 1.
I'm not going to do that.
So the first day you go over in painful detail and clarification, reclarification, some culturalism you have to translate for Rakan's sake, some bureaucratic thing that Winters brings up that's like, well, no, we mean this, not that. Yes, that, but not this. Like, it's the whole day of doing this and having drinks and trying to figure this out. And I think that's part of what made it so difficult for Atrum as well, is that it's a whole day of just watching these people who are very... they're not intentionally being psychically vague, it's just that they are so focused on what's going on that it makes it hard to pierce into the truth of what they're thinking about. But a second day goes by. The first day comes and goes, and the second day begins. What is the focus of your second day of mediation?
Out of Atrum and Alethea, what are y'all's command scores?
2.
4.
It may not be a
Okay.
command roll, depending on how you're approaching this.
Yeah, I know, but command is the easiest one to justify. That's why I was getting that number first.
Also 4.
You have a command. Oh, Vasek has a command 4. Yeah.
Yes. Decca has a command 3, I think, but yep, Decca has a command 3, so
Good for him.
All right.
Here's my thought. I think if considering you're right that absolutely the most important thing here is what our discipline number is, considering that determines how much work we get, and we shouldn't have the main roller have anything less than 5, or else we're kind of kneecapping ourselves for no real reason. I think were I or the doctor to be making a main roll, we should be trying to make it from the argument of this would improve your security, or this would improve, in some way the medical, biological outcomes for your organization, trying to make it from that standpoint.
Well, I could potentially, if I could figure something out, justify using my my medicine for a command roll, because I have esoteric experience.
I'm sorry, what does esoteric experience do?
It lets me spend 2 threat and a justification to swap one of my disciplines
Okay.
in for another one that has a low score.
Okay.
It's like preparations, but for I'm a doctor, not a blank.
Is there limited intervals? Can we use direct?
You can, yeah.
Okay. Well, then that answers the question. I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna give the lead to Atrum. Because then I'm gonna Christopher Pike to give you an automatic 1 for my success. And I also don't have to pay for the direct because I have crisis management.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So
it probably is that security starts to be the thing that people are getting worried about, and I quickly pivot to Atrum,
Yeah.
and not to get us derailed.
Yeah, and Atrum will highlight the fact that a buy-in into the company from the full Confederation's point of view is giving them greater independence in terms of finances and economics, and also gives them greater access to the global, interstellar market, all of which improves their ability to not be pushed around by whichever bully shows up on their door next. And from the perspective of the company, it's improving your PR and making it look like you're cleaning up your image, and therefore makes you improves your ability to do business with people who oppose slavery, like the Federation, who might otherwise harbor a pretty serious grudge against you. So what would I be rolling?
So that's gonna be present security. The difficulty is increased to 4 because
one of them doesn't like me.
One of them doesn't like you. It's the who do you have the negative with? It's with Winters?
Winters, yeah.
Winters kind of somewhere along the way as you're doing your presentation for the day about security and stuff, Winters just constantly she does it with a smile. She does it and she says it in nice words, but it's that sort of down south aren't you sweet sort of language.
Bless your heart. Yeah.
Bless your heart.
Yeah, where it's like she's constantly just talking down your points, which is just making this a little more difficult than it really needs to be. She's picking on you for some reason today, and actively countering your arguments, which Rakan finds amusing a little bit, but he's not here to defend you. He's here to defend the Folk Confederation, so he's not stepping in much.
Since the captain is assisting, can I interject with fair dealer? Because although it doesn't mean much to Rakan, it might mean something to Winters. She might not like the commander, but that may be balanced out that she doesn't think she's getting screwed over.
Yeah, I'll take that. That applies in this case because it's
Even if you have a personal antipathy with me, you have to acknowledge that I am not the buck doesn't end with me here. It ends with someone else who is a fair dealer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
Like if anything, she at that point it turns into I'm just trying to embarrass you in front of your senior, in front of your
Right.
superior. And it's like, you petty.
Really?
Really now?
I'll make a play for an assist as well. Try to apply the trait Soothing Presence again.
Yep.
I'm trying to kind of deflect a little bit off of Atrum here and such.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could I? Go ahead.
I was going to ask if I could go for a neuropsychology/psychiatry focus here, as I'm directing most of my Soothing Presence stuff towards diffusing Winter's kind of barbs and such.
Yeah.
Now, do you dislike Atrum because she reminds you of your mother, who was physically present?
Oh, good
emotionally
lord.
present while you were being raised.
I would like to
Here
say
we
it's
go.
slightly better.
Well, she really thought that dinner was going to go way
Psychiatrist,
better, but, you know, HM just didn't open up,
Yeah,
and, you know, she's sour grapes and all.
We do need to pay for Alithia though, because she would be the second assister.
Yep, be mental
Yeah.
threat.
Hey, spend that moment. No, don't, because I have cautious security. Take a threat. There was a reason why I kept that momentum.
And then we have Mediator's Insight as well.
What does that do?
It's another trait. You're
Okay.
the one who's about to decide how to use them. But
Okay,
Yeah,
three
that
traits.
That was from the previous episode where there was a deep dive into precisely what Winters and Rakan actually do.
Yes. Okay, that was a trait we made. The way you said it, Killick, I thought that was like a talent you had or something. And I was like, is that new? I've not heard of that one.
no, but
It's in the new Splat book.
Just to-
That's the only trait in
just
a
to double
$60
check
book.
as well. It explicitly calls it out. Even though we're not applying the trait directly because it makes the extended task possible, you're still going to get the benefit of plan to action, which was the other reason I wanted someone else, because I can't benefit from plan of action. Only an ally can.
Ah, there you
So
go.
if you succeed here, you'll get 2 bonus momentum.
Okay, where do you want those 3 traits to go?
Isn't plan of action another trait, or how does that work?
No, plan of action is a talent.
Yeah, what benefit does it give me?
If you succeed, 2 bonus momentum.
Gotcha. Okay, 3 talents, or 3 traits. Resistance 3, difficulty 3. Difficulty 4.
Yeah.
Okay, difficulty 4, resistance 3. Why don't we spend 1 to
And,
drop?
A reminder: you are gonna get you are, as long as you get 1 success, you have 2 from me already.
Yep. So why don't we spend all of these to drop the resistance?
R0.
R0. Okay. GM will hear me out here. Focus. I have a couple different options for focuses here. One, team dynamics, I'm good at balancing out, speaking to the two of them and speaking to what they want and having them collaborate in a way that's productive rather than unproductive.
And what's the other one?
Alternatively, I was thinking composure on the grounds that I can tell there is personal dislike here, but I'm not letting that bother me.
I'll take composure given the current scenario. Yeah, that's more applicable.
Okay. The trait of cool-headed, by the way.
That gets you another trait. Yep.
Okay, we'll drop the difficulty to 3. I shall tap on my Starcross, which will double my focus range from 5 to 10.
I just literally imagine Atrum just going tap, tap, tap.
Unrelated today happens to be wearing her medals as she's having a conversation about important security matters, just to reinforce that I do know what I'm talking about.
Just occasionally like flicking the metal.
I last night I positioned the light right here so that it perfectly glints off of the metal whenever directly into your eyeballs.
Lens flare from the camera as the camera pans.
We did get guest director J.J. Abrams to film this one.
Solid.
The camera won't stop spinning. All right. Take a momentum and take a momentum and 2 threat. Rolling 4 dice, complication, and wow. Okay, so that the last 2 ones would both be 2s. So that is actually 1, 2, 2, 2. AKA 7. 7. The GM or Killick, you give me 2, so that's 9. Roll your assist, Lithia.
Yeah,
Hey,
Lithia.
it's another one.
As 10. 10 minus 3 is in fact 7. Okay.
Did you
math,
get that,
good
children? So.
All the kids in the audience really appreciated the J.J. Abrams filmography.
As Raw,
Look,
you
you've been watching.
that is security 5. 5 on 4 is 9. Progress of 20. You currently have 6 in your pool and 3 floating.
Is the 3 floating counting the 2 we got from Plan of Action?
Yes.
Okay, so let's spend 2 to half the interval, because why not?
Because I don't think we need it. I think it's a waste.
Okay.
We're less than half the intervals, but we're about to be more than halfway done.
Okay, so what would you like to spend it on?
If you spend 2, you bump the progress up by 1, and that hits a breakthrough.
All right, let's spend 2 on that, and why don't we spend 2 to make a trait?
You can adjust a trait, you can't create a trait.
Okay. The 2 traits we have here: Mediator's Insight and Federation Values-Based Medication.
Those are the scene ones, yeah.
Mediation. That is spelt wrong. You must have auto-corrected or something. It should be Federation Values-Based Mediation.
No medication.
Okay.
I said what I said.
But I would increase that by 1 because it's not guaranteed Mediator's Insight's always going to apply, but Federation Values-Based Mediation is allowing this task to happen, so it's always going to apply. So raising it to 2 means we're going to get 1 benefit from it now.
Oh, yeah, the Federation's elite negotiation tactic known as just get them baked together and then they'll become friends. But yes, I shall spend another 2 to raise Federation Values-Based Mediation by 1 on the basis that I'm disproving both Rakan and Winters have a lot of trepidation and lack of trust with the Federation way of doing things, but my proposal is rigorous enough that the mutual security benefits clearly are genuine, and I'm not like setting either of them up into a trap.
Yeah, and there's a and in the Federation, there's a clear respect of sovereignty. Yes, everyone has Starfleet, but if you don't like it, you 100% can just walk away. And it's sort of similar, like, hey, look, you're not locked in forever on pain of death or anything, or you're not having this huge penalty. It's like, no, you pay a little penalty, and yeah, you can go back to the way things were if you really, really want to, or you think it's to your benefit. But it's better to stay together than not, sort of idea. Which, will reflect well on both of them, even if they're both a little resistant. But it's not a... They like the idea, and that's enough. They don't have to love the Federation, they just have to love their ideas. That breakthrough reveals a certain problem. That I'll open up with when we get back to the scene. As we swap over...
Make sure to update the intervals to 4, or we might forget.
Reveal. Up it by 4. Got it. So that is 6 intervals of 10? No.
Okay. If we're just cheating, then we finish
Yes. And that is for sure. You're not spending to shave down the intervals. You're letting it click up. Recklessly. Dangerously, even. Because, Captain can make the suggestion, but... I mean, it's really up to you, Atrum, really. I mean... Not gonna bite? Okay. So, new scene, as a couple of days go by, and... you can tell... I'll tell you on that second day, there's gonna be something that comes up on the third day, but on the second day, you make very good arguments about the security arrangements, how well this will be beneficial to both sides. Killick is able to and Ilthea are able to kind of tame Winters down a bit, even though she's doing lots of barbs, which is really distracting the conversation. It's really wasting time. But you're able to kind of smooth that over and just, yes, she does have funny hair, but funny enough that think of how much your hair product will go better. Whatever. Like, you'll spin it, so it's just, you're always trying to make sure momentum's going forward, not getting stalled in random snide remarks.
Atrum's need for hair product alone is gonna boost up your economy.
So.
Oh yeah. There's just like a whole row of pink hair dye somewhere sitting in the cargo bay just for Atrum.
And the crate's pink, so we know which one's hers.
Mr. President, you can't let the strategic hair dye supply get too low. The blockade from Hairtopia is devastating the economy.
So Roger Wilkes.
Look, there's this one Starfleet commander who's like propping up half of our hair product sales. We cannot let this fall through.
Oh my God! Carrying on in the legend of Captain Bike.
So, Lieutenant Deca, if other people want to bring in people, they can. It just costs your crew support to pull in people to be on the bridge and help out. So you're looking at a extended task of making sure no one is out there. Because with an in-depth... Because there could be ships hiding, there could be secret satellites, or maybe there's a space station nearby, or... maybe a microscopic explosive, or it could just be a really cool star. Or maybe there's an alien species on one of these worlds that no one really discovered. Who knows? But Lieutenant Deca is the lead on this, but of course you can decide if you have... Well, Lieutenant Deca is the only active character at the moment, unless a supporting character enters. What is your plan for making sure...
Kelly.
You bring out Kelly?
I'll activate Kelly.
Lieutenant Junior Grade Kelly will help out, who's still not in the officer's uniform. She really should get that jacket sometime soon.
Yep.
She even has the wrong rank badge. She still looks like a listener.
We can also activate Fushi, because constant presence.
Yeah, if someone wants to play Fushi.
Yeah.
Maybe no one likes Fushi. They hate the
Sure,
blue hair.
I can play Fushi.
That's how we know it's you. It's colored hair. So, what's your plan?
Well, now that we, the main assignment, of course, has been given to ensure that nobody is that we have no other that make sure that no one is out there. And I think the first point to focus on is the area around the outside of the system. That's like the first place that we should try to focus on. We can look in the system afterwards, but
A reasonable suggestion, Lieutenant Decker. How do you propose we implement it?
Correct. I would say as things stand, we should begin making way towards the original rendezvous coordinates, taking a long path along the outside of the system. So while we won't get a full orbital scan of the outside, it will be a start.
She nods her head and says, an excellent suggestion. Let us implement it.
We'll call this Control Con, difficulty 2, resistance of 1.
Would this be plotting a course?
I would say so, and in that case, it actually would be reason.
Fine, reason con. And because it's plotting a course, my intuitive navigator ability kicks in. I drop the difficulty to 0. Because it drops by 2.
Roger.
Keen navigator trait.
Yep.
I'm gonna throw that at the resistance, please and thank you.
R0.
Yep. I am going to, because of visit every star, I will generate a bonus momentum on this task. And power of math, my first D20 is free. First purchase D20 is free.
So are you buying
Helm
one?
operation? No, I don't. Yes, I'm going to be rolling a third die.
Oh, okay, good. You were saying?
Yeah. Stellar cartography focus, helm operations.
Helm
Hazardous environments, because we're dealing with this solar storm.
I'll take that one. That strikes me harder, yeah.
Cool. Reason con. There we go.
Hey, Kanfushi assists that while Dekka is flying around the system, along the edge of the system, I am using the increased, we're more removed from stellar radiation interference. We're closer to the edge to conduct the scans themselves as my assist.
You certainly could.
All right, reason, science, sensor operations. Operations.
Yes, because operations was the part that goofed. Yes, I'll take that.
I said obturations.
Obturations.
Okay.
Sensors.
Sensor obturations.
God, I just remember that episode of Lower Decks where they make fun of how everyone says sensors.
Mm-hmm.
I'm completing my transition into the Swedish chef.
And now that Kelly's stepped out and come back with her proper jacket.
Can Kelly
The jackets were under the hair supply.
assist by providing a tactical read of the scan
That would have
forward?
well that would have been that would have been another momentum to include her in that role, but
Which I will entirely willing to spend.
okay. Okay, roll to assist.
Well, I have to prove the thing first. Give me a second
Yeah.
there.
Oh.
I might think this roll is invalid. It's not likely, but it could happen. So what's your plan there, Kelly?
As the secondary assist to provide to keep an eye on the tactical scans to make sure we're not being shadowed while they're doing this.
Yeah, like a reason security thing. That makes sense. Wow.
Oh, and does the ship assist at all?
Sensors plus con.
Oh, in which
Do
case
you, do you need a boost here, or just a regular assist would be fine?
just a regular assist is fine.
Okay.
Right now we're looking at Success Town so far.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the ship did help.
Or plus
Yep.
one more. Puts you up and over. Gets you some float. You have 6 in the pool and 3 floating. Your con ability is 4, so you do 4 progress of 12.
So 12. I can only spend to get up to 2 additional work, correct?
I'm gonna double check that because that's normal, like with the tax and stuff, but I think an extended task that may be different. You may be able to just do it repeatable, but I'm gonna double check if there's a
Okay.
limit or not.
Yeah.
The limit is that it's kind of expensive at 2 to 1.
Yeah.
Right. Which, what I might do is I might, like, spend... I might, like, spend 2 and then spend 2 more to keep the time low.
During a extended task, add 1 to your impact for 2 momentum. Repeatable. It does not have a...
Oh,
that-
just
that-
repeat.
yeah.
Cool, doesn't have a limit. Okay. Okay. What I'll do is I'll spend 2 momentum for 1 more work, and then 2 more momentum to cut the time in half.
Is it 2? I said 1 originally. Now people are saying 2 at me.
Oh, is it only 1 to cut the time in half?
See, now you have me checking because I thought it was 1. Oh
I
no,
think
it's
it's-
1 if you have a trait. There's a talent that cuts it down to 1. That's what it. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, in the nick of time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
That's you're right. So you only need to use up 1 of your 6 intervals, getting 5 of 12 on your first roll. So your first day, actually half of the day, you're able to kind of go. You're able to go at a pretty good clip. You're able to go to a little higher warp than you thought you needed to, or that you were not needed to. You thought you had to go slower, and then you do some calculation like, the ship has pretty good sensors, and there's some, and you're not bothering the shuttles. You're kind of doing this on your own, but even then, it's open space. You know, you've accounted for the solar storms a bit. It's not that bad. So you're able to kind of you're able to do your loop of the outer system to at least get clear of the baffles a little bit, but also later on future days you can go back to that information and really dig at it to see if there's anything hidden amidst the noise of space radiation and weird reflections off of interspatial geometry, that sort of thing.
Cool. Okay. In this case, so this time I'm going to, now that we're back in our initial position, I'm going to do a more in-depth scan of just the region that we are in, because this is where we were supposed to be, and if someone was gonna lay something out for us anywhere in the system, this would be where they did so.
That feels like reason plus science or medicine, difficulty of 2.
Okay.
Resistance
Mike
1. of
Bushi
course.
wanted might Fushi want to take care of this one?
Sure. All right.
Because, yeah.
Reason science, a focus of sensor operations.
Yes.
Okay, I don't even know what half these talents do. Let me read for a second. That's not useful.
Are you laughing at the way I say sensors? Are you making fun of me?
Ugh.
Oh, never.
Maybe. Oh. Okay, well that's really useful. Fushi has intense scrutiny. Whenever you succeed at the task using reason or control, as part of an extended task, you ignore any resistance.
There you go.
The Dr. Tweer special.
Yeah.
R0.
I'm just built different. Collaboration science, yeah, constant presence, yeah, doesn't count. Alright. R0, diff 2, 15. Alright.
Oh, and
Yeah.
sensor science for the ship, because that I imagine
Oh,
you're doing
yeah.
science instead of medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 momentum.
3 momentum I. 1, 2, and 3. Bop, bop, bop. 1,
I'll
2, 3,
roll an
4.
assist.
2 generates 2.
I don't have a focus here, but I have a decent roll. Nope.
Ship roll. Or not the ship roll? That is the question. Actually, no, it's not optional. The ship has to roll.
Yeah, because we have to comp check.
Because you use the ship to do something. Therefore, the ship can make it easier or harder. Any
Make
extra
it easier.
assistance from the green color? Would cause a threat or momentum if you did.
No.
Therefore, the roll is science of 4, 4 onto 5 because there's no resistance, puts it to 9. So you actually have 2 breakthroughs happen at the same time. This will have the effect. Currently, it'll bring it up to 3 intervals, unless you wish to spend 2 to knock down one of the intervals.
I'd say we do that. I'd say we spend some momentum to knock down the interval, because we're gonna get it next time. So
Yeah, makes sense to me.
might as well just keep our time down, since
Yeah.
that seems like the biggest.
So that's not what you're gonna do, Fushi, because it's your roll.
Yeah, sounds good.
Very good.
I said let's do it.
Bop, bop, bop. So that's only 2 intervals. So your 2 problems, well, not necessarily problems. It could be good things. Usually good things, but they could be bad things. You recognize, as you do the scan of the glaciated world over which the original meeting is to take place, which will result in some complications in the negotiations to come, because Rakan and Winters specifically didn't want to move around, and you moved around, and they're going to find out and be irritated. They won't walk out over it, they'll just be irritated, because that's not what they agreed to. But that isn't your problem for now. Actually, part of the problem is your resistance has gone up because you learn at this point, stop moving. As your resistance climbs up to 2, as, oh, whoops. We weren't supposed to be moving around as much as we were, and that irritated the delegates. Which does complicate your life a little bit. It's not impossible. You can sit still and do scans. It's just not ideal. It's a lot easier to scan the sector you're in than trying to scan a sector way the hell over there. Your second breakthrough, you see an increase in difficulty to 2. Let's try that again. To 3. Because you notice that over the glaciated planet you're sitting over, you notice that there is signs of some type of life form or energy signature that's within the planet. You just don't know what it is, and it's not like on the surface. It's deep within the ice somewhere. So that kind of adds to your problems, because it's like, well, we were originally just scanning open space. Now you're also scanning a planet that potentially scanning a planet that may be hiding something deep within the ice. That was your second roll. Oh, the interval.
Yeah, I'm picturing Fushi looking into the signature, like, Spock table binoculars things, and she comes out and she is like, it's subtle and it's buried beneath the ice, but there's some odd energy readings coming off this planet that, unless this planet has very unique geochemical happenings underneath it, I think there is something intelligent doing something there, and we need to know more about that.
All right. We should take care.
Careful with how you move the ship. Move the ship closer, but be careful. I'm afraid if we make it too obvious that we might spook them that we're onto them.
Yes. Hopefully this is just a benign intelligence native to the world. Or as you mentioned, the less likely natural phenomenon.
Kelly will speak up and say, we did just get that reminder not to move the ship from the
right
negotiation team.
We should be able to finalize scans from here. Now that we know what we're looking for, we can tune our scanners to better resolve it.
So, as you're you're figuring this all out on the first day, but we will slop over to a few days in the future, or the next day, the third day rather. On the third day, when Winter Rakan sits down, Rakan has a new pad and has his own data tape. Winters kind of gives it a look, because it's clear that that there was no real announcement that he was going to bring anything. And as everyone's getting settled, and getting their drinks, and getting their stuff organized, Rakan says, there is one point that I believe is of interest and priority to the Folk Confederation that I need addressed before we go further. Winters kind of gives a look over at Killick, like wondering if you knew about this.
Sure. Let's start off with that.
He looks around and he holds up the tape he has in his hand. Winter's face visibly pales, as you all see as he's holding it up, and so everyone can see it a lot clearer. It is clearly a tape with the marking of the Nebula Rift firm on it.
Uh-oh.
I have in my hand clear evidence of 2 directors within the Nebula Rift firm who not only were instrumental in the slaving operations of the Nebula Rift firm, but continue to sit on the board today. I submit these to be reviewed by our mediator, and I also submit that unless the Folk Confederation submits these vile people into the custody and punishment of the Folk Confederation or the Federation of Planets, I leave today. And then he looks at Killick, and then he kind of looks over at Vasek because he remembers, oh yeah, Vasek's been handing stuff around and stuff, so he kind of looks over and kind of reaches out to hand it off to Vasek. Or
Vasek will like briefly glance to Killick just for like a, like even the vaguest nod of confirmation that he can handle whatever this is.
The captain says, we'll certainly review this, being non-committal, and say, Commander, if you will complete a data integrity review.
I'll look at Rakan. Is Rakan going to hand the information to me to review?
he looks over at you, and then once because he's been following along, he'll set it on the table and just kind of slide it over to you.
Yeah, I shall complete a data integrity review to make sure this is legitimate.
I'll note that your negotiation roll is paused until this is resolved, because Rakan basically put a this is an event that's popped up where Rakan
A literal wrench in the plans. Yeah.
It's like, hey, this could have been brought up a couple days ago, Rakan. Thanks for bringing this up.
You waited. Either you didn't know about this till now, or you were waiting for the time where it would do the most punch. And I get the feeling it's the latter.
I mean, this is kind of a high risk, high reward plan where either this torpedoes the negotiations, which Rakan personally kind of wants anyways, or it forces Winters to make to make more concessions than she otherwise would have. Okay, reason security.
Security.
Welcome to the Aussie edition of this here Star Trek.
I can't do accents. I was going to try to continue.
Into the Outback.
I was thinking the South Park Canadians with the authority.
Yeah, a place about as hospitable as the deep space, the Outback. All right. I'm rolling here. Investigative techniques.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, I'm rolling here.
Oh God, that's my regular accent. Take a threat and 2 momentum. So it's 4 dice. I have a thing. Precision targeting's not going to help me here.
Would the ship's computer security be able to help with this?
Yeah, as I'm
You could, yeah.
presumably interfacing this with the computer to double check the information. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I hit the wrong button.
And ship.
Okay, I get 1 free reroll from Cautious. And of no dice. Ship, I would appreciate some help here.
Let's see. Security. I guess Kelly can help with security? No, wait, Kelly's out there. Never mind. I know how things work.
Uh-huh.
I didn't doubt you until now.
Ships. Okay, well, the ship is, because it's been commanded by the Federation Council, it's going to choose to have its die count as a 1.
Okay, that would work.
I don't know how I feel about the ethics of our ship deciding things, but...
Wait, whoa, are you opposed to silicon-based intelligences?
No, I'm opposed to our ship having one of those, because our ship is an object.
Says the USS
with
Myth.
kind, so long as I don't have to interact with it. Am I understanding this correctly?
I'm sure you're understanding it correctly, yeah.
Yeah, says the USS Myth. Right.
Hey, my characters don't have to share opinions.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's 5 hits.
believe that's correct. If any, I think because you,
Yep.
because there's an auto 2 in there. That's what it was. That's what it was.
3 plus 2.
So, yeah. So I am firing a direct message to you.
Yay!
Wahoo.
I'll note these seem to be from the actually from the files off of the Outpost Nebula.
Okay.
So this, you're able to confirm this actually comes off of their company computers. It doesn't literally say that, but you're able to kind of read between the lines and go and figure out the summary that I've shot at you. You can ask additional questions with momentum if you want me to clarify further. Wah.
So you verified both. It says
Let
what
me
it-
read first. You
Okay.
guys have been talking. I can't read and listen.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. She is going to say, I've completed my analysis, and she's going to look at you and, you know, looking at you as if, should I say what I've learned out loud, or...
The captain says, you can transmit your analysis to my console.
Okay. Then she'll say, she shall do so, and for the sake of simplicity, I shall copy and paste this in the Discord.
Yep.
Oh, first line. Someone thinks a lot of themselves, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Winters looks between you, but stays quiet. Rakan stares down Winters. Winters is more concerned about what you're gonna say, or what you're reading. She wisely doesn't interject.
Okay, so is Vanya Cross? That's the name of the guy we worked with, right?
No, you work with a Van Sis. He's the chief executive.
Why does the name? Have we not met an Alistair Thorne before, or is that just?
You've met a Thorn once upon a time, but not Alistair Thorne. Maybe they're
Okay, we
related,
haven't-
maybe not.
But we haven't met either of these people.
No.
Alistair Thorne, Dickens ass name.
That as soon as I said the name Alistair Thorne, I was like, no, I could have heard this name in 1,000 different places.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such like a Charles Dickens kind of name.
Wah.
Are either of these people shareholders?
Yep.
They are?
And they're both on the board.
Board of directors, so I'd imagine so.
You don't have to be a shareholder to be on the board of
It's
directors.
true.
Um,
But these two are.
how much of the company do they each own?
I assume that's momentum spent.
That's a momentum spend, yep.
I'll spend it. Or I'll ask Adrian to spend it.
Because that could actually
Go
end
for
up
it.
playing. That could end up playing right into what we want to do. Redistributing their shares to the.
Are you saying you're trying to redistribute the wealth?
Why?
Yeah, you can call Killick Carl Icon, Captain Icon. I'm fighting for the shareholders by actively destroying the company.
Well, we explicitly wanted to give some of the Folk Confederation a share in the company, I think.
Director Thorne has 11%. Director Cross has 7%.
Okay. Killick will turn to Winters and say, is there enough interest among the other members of the board to pursue this if it's directly against the interest, even if it's directly against the interests of Director Thorne and Director Cross?
Give me presence command opposed, as Winters may equivocate a bit here and not give you a wholly straight answer.
All right.
Would you like either me or Atrim to assist?
Oopsie. Oh.
Give me a second. Trade a fair dealer.
She'll care about that, yep.
Mediator's insight, because I know a bit about how she thinks.
Or at least what her side wants, but yes.
Yeah. Okay.
She's defending, so I
She's-
suppose,
yeah.
So I have to roll for her. She will grab a full mint.
Okay.
This is not what she was expecting to deal with today, and she's walking with a lot of blank information. He could have just handed you a blank pad, and this could be a whole ploy that the two of you are up to. She doesn't know. She can reroll one of these dice. Good thing she did.
Went from a 20 to a 1. Disgusting.
That is 5 hits. You have to get at least 5.
Okay.
Would it be better for Atrim or Vasic to assist you?
I'm still determining.
If I assist you, I can give you a reroll.
I will spend 3 threat. Value of, or a trait of negotiation.
Trait of negotiation?
No, sorry, focus of negotiation.
Yes.
I'm going to use my Starcross. And
Oh, that's what I did.
sure, Facet can assist.
Mhm. And I'm doing it as a thing where like Vatsik is taking notes in a way that is clearly like reminding Winters that everything she is saying is on the record. Focus of organization, Starfleet protocols, or Captain Killick.
Say them a little slower. When they rattle off like that, they blend together in my brain.
Sorry, organization, Starfleet protocols, or Captain Killick.
Captain Killick. So this is literally Killick showing down with Winters here. Yeah.
Cool. That's a hit,
So
and you have a
my
reroll.
I
Oh,
already
and
used
you-
it, but my
you used it.
Starcross did make that second one a 2. So,
4, sounds like? Fair deal is 5.
yes. Which
And
means-
I thought there was one other trade.
Name it.
Oh yeah, Mediator's Insight.
Oh, yes. That's the next one. That puts you to 6.
Trades.
That gets you 1 momentum. I'm clicking all the wrong things. Let's try this again. There we go.
Good one, Cap.
So there's a bit of equivocating back and forth. And she puts up a good argument. Like at first it almost feels like you're just gonna eat the whole day talking about this. Because she gives answers that are just useful enough that maybe it leads to another question, which just leads to another question, which leads to another question, and then eventually you're able to pierce at exactly. Winters eventually just realizing that she can't really slip out from under this without answering it. Because she does want some results. She does want to get Rakan to back off. Just not this way. And she will say, without the evidence in hand, I can't possibly comment. However, as you've posited, theoretically, hypothetically, if all of this is true, if it is damaging to the firm's interests and to its furtherance of trade here in the Dawnland Fringe, there are mechanisms that I'm aware of within the firm that allow for the board to remove Director Thorne and Director Cross. The issue becomes that they, as a combined block, hold 18% of the company. And that can, even if there are mechanisms to do such, even if I agree to something to that degree here, the practicality of it is that there may be a shareholder battle of sorts, more financial and political than anything blood related, hopefully. If they're able to scurry up enough support elsewhere within the firm, that could cause a practical problem that I believe may be difficult. I'm not saying it's impossible. I don't think it's impossible. The company has dealt with problems before, but I don't see this as an insignificant problem if it proves true, if the evidence bears out.
In other words, they may only directly control 18%, but there is a chance that they could negotiate themselves into the majority to protect themselves against expulsion.
She nods. I haven't sat in any of the meetings, but I follow the newsletters frequently, and I've worked in private capacities to ameliorate certain risk factors that occur within the company. And though reading between the lines, sometimes that results in some insight into their inner workings. I can't pretend to know exactly what they'll do, but I know they will not go. Neither of them will go quietly. So you'll let them evade justice? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they may be able to evade. They'll use whatever tools they have to evade justice. So we just grab them and throw them in a ship. Problem solved. Well, she looks over at Killick and like, there's a look of, well, I mean, that's one way to do it, but gives a glance to the Federation representatives like,
Yeah.
they're probably not okay with that.
Killick will
Although-
say,
Although the Federation may have cause to arrest them
Zero
based on
cause.
this evidence.
Zero cause. They have no authority over them.
Oh, okay.
no, what he's saying, what
Uh,
you're saying is that Director Thorne is apparently known to have explicitly,
Thorne could be in trouble, yeah.
yeah.
That's true. Thorne is a foreign
I
actor.
imagine, yeah, bypassing UFP sensor nets for the purpose of instituting a slave trade. I think
Yeah.
the Federation has full rights there.
And that's 11% right there.
Cross is the harder
Yeah.
one because Cross hasn't done anything directly against the Federation. Directly against the folk,
Yeah.
that's for sure. But not against the Federation.
Uh,
We
Killick
might
will
be able to
say-
justify that under the possibility of weasel wording slightly Federation member species, but unlikely.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
could do that, but I ding you for unethical because you're
Mhm.
You're present. But I think the important thing though is even if we can't get both of them, if the Federation can claim authority over one of them, that breaks up their voting power within the.
But Rakan wants both. He's out for both of them. He doesn't want either of them on the board.
Killick will-
Yes, but by breaking up their voting ability within the board, it makes it easier for the board to get to vote the one remaining one out. Because they're no longer working against 18%, they're working against the one at 17%. Or the one 7% guy.
Yeah.
And that's a much easier vote than.
Yeah.
Killick will say, then I think we'll add an amendment. Miss Winters, I'll make this evidence available to you so you can review once we adjourn. But I think we should amend the agreement to be that none of the statutes take effect unless the two mentioned directors are ejected from the company. And that at the company's discretion, they could be handed over to the folk or the Federation for criminal investigation.
Winter says, I'll need the day to confer with the firm. That I'll review it and get my own report. I have to get my own report settled, and then I'll have to submit it to them and see what the board wants me to do, how they want to respond. This wasn't part of the initial conflict that we were aware of.
I think you might torpedo the entire agreement if you did that.
I don't have universal
might-
and unilateral control over this negotiation, Captain. I answer to somebody.
I know, but what I mean is, suddenly the agreement is no longer can you convince the board what you negotiated is what the board wants. It's can the board take control of the situation so that it has a majority to even agree. If you ask the board, the two people we're asking to remove, they're part of the board. So if you tell the board, one of their allies may inform them, and then before you have even finished negotiations here, Thorn and Cross are at work trying to destroy the entire thing. I think you need to bring the finished agreement to your board and let them decide to take it or leave it. That way you have all the ammunition at one time. You have time to make sure that the board members you work best with have the advantage of knowing about this first. You're on world where you're not dealing with communication delays.
Well,
I
I think I can enter that in for now, and we can. But we have to figure out how exactly to word this in such a way that these costs, the difficulty of what we're about to propose here, will actually be enforceable. So we have to go. Well, I really think we need to go through the details of exactly how we're going to do this in a way that doesn't just shatter the firm or put us into a tailspin. Which means, mechanically speaking, because she's not getting a consultation first, she's just going to have to hammer it out here. The resistance has climbed up by 2. Because you're now figuring out 2 very difficult factors that are going to make her getting any sort of agreement difficult, because she constantly says, I don't know, I suppose that's true. Like, she doesn't know. She has no way to confirm anything. She's just kind of guessing, and you're kind of helping her guess to get to an agreement that's useful to both sides.
Okay. Any help that if we try to set this up so that, because combined they represent 18% of the company, we only suggest 15% be the amount given to the Folk Confederation, that the treaty is worded ambiguously enough that Kelly can act as a kingmaker with the other 4%. Like, she gets back on world to try to like sell this. That there's
that would be part of the role. That'd be part of the role of hammering that out exactly how she'd pull that off. And also selling to Rakan that this is a solution that will actually work, because a lot of this is going past them. His position is arrest them. Kick them out. What's the big deal? Why are we doing all this tap dancing? And it's like, well, no, you're dealing with a firm with chairs and all that political nonsensory. There's a method.
If we do this wrong, that like it won't work, and they'll walk.
Yeah, and explaining it in such a way that you're not making it sound, you're not, to Rakan, making sure he understands that you're not selling him out, you're not tricking him. It's like, no, we have to explain to Rakan how this works, and he's gonna want very plain language. It's like, no, you can't make this too plain. It has to be somewhat hidden in the agreement. And Winters has picked up what you're trying to do. She's a little uncomfortable, but she's troubleshooted problems like this before. So she gets what you're driving at. She gets it. Rakan doesn't, and it's like, well, we have to be subtle, but also one side wants you to be plain as day about it. Kick in the door, grab people, tie them up in rope, haul them before the council. It's like, that's really not what we can do. And the
Yeah,
Federation definitely
I mean-
can't enforce that.
The easy explanation is: have you ever tried to do that to someone with law enforcement authority? Like the person you're counting on arresting people, have you ever tried to arrest them?
Certainly,
It's
the whole
pretty
tribe goes
impossible.
against. Certainly, the tribe just rallies against them, and the person is ousted. Like to him, it's plain as day. It's like, well, yes,
Yeah.
your organization can do that. I mean, kudos for you. I'm glad the Folk Confederation has that plan. They don't. That's not how they work. They're a very different culture group.
Yeah, he's never dealt with someone who's charismatic, I guess.
I mean, maybe liar, but liar. It's like, well, liar would never. I mean, he would lie, but he'd never do something so evil. I was like, oh, you've never had like rampant corruption before? No, not really. Oh, I mean, there was this one guy who hoarded too much juice that one time, and he got in a lot of trouble for that. It's like, oh, you're a semi-idyllic society that hasn't dealt with, anyone in power being able to corrupt the whole system and being immune from
Okay.
prosecution.
Yeah. We're gonna have to explain this to Rakan in ways of like, imagine if someone in your Folk Confederation did this.
Then I guess between. Yeah. So are we ready to?
Yep, you're able to continue now. You've now found you have a plan. The resistance just climbed up because between Winters and Rakan, there's this. Winters going, okay, and Rakan going, explain this to me. How is this getting the thing I want? It's like it is, but we have to explain it to you. Are you sure this will work? We're sure. We promise you. We're not lying to you. Here's why it works. Because he won't just take your word on it. It's like no, we have to explain to you exactly how it works, which eats time. As you're trying, because some of it is just trying to sell him on the idea, and some of it's just explaining the idea so he knows what he's being sold.
Then the traits of mediator's insight, Federation values-based mediation.
Let me get the roll out first. Presence, command, or security, diff 4, resistance 5. What were your calls for traits again? Sorry.
Mediator's insight and Federation-based values-based mediation.
2 traits, yep. Because normally, as was pointed out earlier, the values-based mediation, normally just making this a good outcome possible, but it's such high quality that it's actually impressing upon Rakan and Winters that this isn't going to be an unfair deal. It's like, no, there's a way. Federation has dealt with different sovereign entities with different culture and legal systems, and respecting both sides as much as possible while still getting toward justice. Because even for the company, this isn't great PR. Like even if they never get arrested, the board has to do something about those two now. Now that the truth is outed.
Alethea, you need to assist.
Yeah, I was gonna say. And here's a thought: while you two are leading the role and doing this extended task role, might Atraman Vasic at the same time be working on a task to make a trait to help deal with some of these issues?
1 second.
It would be after this role, but like
Soothing presence trait on the assist?
I think the GM had to step away.
I saw my ears on. I just have to mute for a second. So yeah, you could do a create trait roll after this roll. Like during the day, you two are trying to come up with your a plan that may help out later. Yeah. So yeah, whoever's not assisting with the extended task roll could help create the trait.
Yep.
I think I am assisting on the extended task roll here. So for that, soothing presence trait.
Yes, because Rakan doesn't seem to care about it, but Winters does.
But Winters, yeah.
Put it on resistance.
Yeah. Towards Rakan, maybe inexhaustible patience, having to explain around very different cultural viewpoints here, and having different cultural viewpoints to draw from.
Yep, because you're willing to go through the process, and it doesn't bother you to do that. Like it basically eats a good chunk of the day to explain this to him, but you're not getting impatient. You're just going, no. I will patiently walk you through this. So
also, I have, 10, 20, 30 different cultures I can draw parallels from.
So I heard that was being put all toward resistance.
Yeah. Seems like.
Rakan may not care about it, but fair dealer towards Winters because I've already described how she might personally benefit from helping us get this done.
Mm-hmm. And actually, this will help with Rakan at least, because in this particular case, you're right. It would help only Winters, but that's enough. Like Winters buys it and goes, yeah, we need to. Even if Rakan's a little unmoved by Winters is, it's like, she's moved enough that even Rakan's naysaying is not enough to overcome it, sort of thing. Like it was before.
Mm-hmm.
Touching my food. Here we go. So that is stiff for R0.
Focus in dialectics for this?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess literally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Focus in negotiation.
Yes.
Reason as an attribute for the assist?
Say again?
Could I use reason as my attribute for the assist?
Yes.
Cool. And do I want to use esoteric experience here? No, I think I'm fine. I'll reroll that.
Spend momentum.
One momentum. I see 4, 5. 5 on 4 generates 1. Tick. Wrong sheet. Try again. There you go. 5 with an R of 0 is 15, which will hit you into the next breakthrough. That puts you from 4 intervals to 6. And hey. So this becomes yet another thing you're talking about and how you're going to work this out on top of everything else you're doing. Then there's another reveal, another event that halts the proceedings.
Oh, good lord.
Is Kelly gonna get in a punch here, or is Rakan just gonna keep beating her down?
Is this before or after Atrim and Vathik are able to make their roll?
Atrim and Vathik can make their roll at this time. That would, because that happened
yesterday. Do you
yesterday.
want to lead?
Yeah, I was gonna pitch something.
Yeah, go for it.
I would like to pitch a reason command roll to have Vathik basically do a to prepare a package of information that is a overview of the corporate structure that we can provide to Rakan to help make further explanations go smoother.
Reason command, dip 2.
Corporate politics.
Yeah, exactly. I will. What do we have for momentum?
1.
1. I'll spend 1. Organization focus.
Yes. Easy sell. Ha!
Oh no! Hang on.
Yes.
Hang on. Value's always a helping hand.
Yep.
Let's try that again.
All zeros. Aw.
Okay. God, that first roll, disgusting.
All right. I don't think I'm gonna have a focus in this unless you take investigative techniques.
I'll take it because you're helping Rakan understand.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Oh well, I made a trait. I used up our momentum, but I think it was worth it.
I can't type. There we go. Nebula Rip Firm Organizational Overview Primer. Blah.
Yes, the nerve poop.
All right. On the following day, Winters requests a private meeting with Captain Killick. Either in her quarters or in the captain's dinner room or your quarters, but she wants it to be private.
I already threw Atrum at you, and I'm married, so it has to be.
And do you try to finagle anyone else into the meeting, or do you actually meet with her alone?
No, my best guess is the Atrum thing really did fail, so no reason to force it.
My chud lesbian second in command didn't woo the fascist slaver enough. God damn it! Now I have to woo them.
Hey, she's not a fascist slaver. She just takes their money.
Yeah. What do you call the man who dines with Nazis? You know.
Hey, Schindler. She's not Schindler, but you know.
Schindler was also a Nazi.
Yeah.
Say about that man. He was a Nazi.
So yeah. Winters comes in.
Captain. Motion towards the chair.
She will gladly take the chair. Good morning, Captain. Yesterday was a challenge I wasn't expecting, but one I think we worked through, or we are working through.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a little experience with tough negotiations before. Rarely can you separate a Klingon guard from his guy.
Well, I hate to add to the panel of complications. I really thought this was just a regional negotiation. Wouldn't take up too much effort on my part, especially with Federation mediation, though the Federation is always good at speeding things along, or at least making them clear enough everyone understands what's going on. But I've been informed by my employers some new information which I thought would not be terribly... I'm a bit more tactful than my opposition, so I figured this is something that you would rather deal with outside the mediation, but I think it does influence the mediation. As she reaches into her coat, and she freezes and gives you a look like she's used to people not letting her grab things from her coat suddenly.
Oh, the captain says, I already took your weapons, it's okay.
See, I say that, and then they think I'm lying, like I hid some sort of viper in my coat or something. And that doesn't even work, because you detect the poison in the viper, but whatever. Venom, rather. She takes out a bright red Starfleet Command pad.
Oh no.
And steps up.
Like normally command eyes only kind of device.
Yeah.
captain will say, you should not be in possession of this.
No, I should not. That's why I want to turn it over to you as soon as I got it. 'Cause I got this morning. I gave it a read and realized... Well, I got the data first, and then I asked the computer to generate a pad for it, and then it gave me this. So, I think I know where it came from, and I don't like hanging on to something this shade of Starfleet. I really don't appreciate my employers blindsiding me with this, but here we are. And she holds it out to you.
We'll read over it.
And I'll fire the information off to you. Whoops, that's not correct. That's not correct.
Damn, more bullshit coming from Zariel. Just let me die.
You chose to dump Khan.
For those who are chiming in, we play a D&D game on Sundays, and our poor captain in another life got brutally murdered with an acid arrow.
Twice.
Yeah, twice.
Or they bring you back to life just to kill you again?
No, my character has only been successfully attacked twice, and both of those times
Both
were
times has instantly died.
instant deaths because they were more than twice HP.
Okay.
Level 1 sorcerer with 5 HP.
Yeah, that sounds like D&D.
Uh-huh.
I have to reword it because it doesn't make sense the way I put it down the first time.
I did get a little John Sunday of, is this what Mecha feels in Cyberpunk?
I was talking to some of my real life friends about this, and they told me I was plainly insane for doing that. And I was like, it's fun to be bold in these games. You know what? You don't actually die when you risk your character's life, right?
It's true.
It's fun when you win, and when you die, I know everyone has more character ideas than they've actually played. You get to use another character
true.
idea.
So true.
That's it. That's tabletop RPGs.
Uh-huh.
I forgot their names, and it's in a different place. Okay. There you go. Oh, and actually, that should say... that would be on the file. And she goes to sit back down as you sit there to read it, and she just kind of puts rests her hand in one hand, just kind of, yeah, sort of look.
The captain says, apologies. Commander, are you from to the ready room?
She nods, like, yeah, I figured that's what was going to happen.
Right away, Captain. And Atrum will head there as soon as she can.
Glinters looks over.
Miss Winters, if you'll wait for us in the conference room.
Certainly. And she very quickly walks by, shoots a dirty look at Atrum, which she still hasn't explained why she's mad at you, but whatever.
Atrum gives her a big, doofy, happy smile. And then the second the door closes, she adopts a flat face and says, What on Beta said just happened?
She reported you for
Come
harassment.
verify this pad for me.
Doing a lot of that lately, and she's gonna take it and sit down.
And yeah, you see, it's Starfleet Command Red. That is command level only. People who aren't in a command position should not be reading these. Security is allowed to investigate to make sure they're real, so green collars can verify things. They're not supposed to read them, but you're an XO, so you're actually allowed to read documents like this. Especially if the captain literally hands it to you.
Yeah.
So this is reason security difficulty. It would be just 3, but some people try really hard to keep things quiet. Difficulty 5.
Difficulty 5.
And actually, let me clarify. I am not asking Atrum to verify that what it says is true. I'm asking Atrum to verify that the chain the chain code or whatever you want to call it is valid. That this is what it says it is.
My fault.
Because I don't think I can't let Atrum actually read this. I don't even think I can read this. I'm going to
What
the
is it?
justification that I'm allowed to determine if it actually is classified or not. If someone hands me a piece of paper that says this is classified, I don't necessarily have to treat it like it's classified because it's just a piece of paper that says classified on it.
Yeah. Like here, look. Take that. This whole game's classified now. I typed it in.
Yeah.
It's like, well, no, that's not how that works.
So yeah, I just need Atrum to verify that this is an accurate classification encryption.
I'll claw back my threat because it doesn't make sense. Difficulty 3, because yeah, all she did was get the file and then print it. And when she saw the red pad come out, I was like, oh crap. I'm holding on to something red hot, literally. Hey, Captain, can we talk for a second?
Investigative techniques.
Yes.
Okay.
Phew.
Take 3 threat.
Certainly.
Heck yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Generates 3.
Wow, 2 1s.
I have to check something, so the audience can come with me for a second, because I have to check where somewhere is. I think it's here. Yeah, it's here. Weird. There we go. Boop. This follows the encoding Admiralty level encoding procedures of Starbase 514. Which you're able to verify against the computer because you'd have a running tally of what codes are valid, which ones are old, and that one does coincide with Starbase 514.
Oh, computer security assist?
Yes. It's an older code, but it was a valid code back then.
It's an old code, but it checks out. Got it.
In that case, that was a stolen code. So what I'm trying to get the read on is this is this a legitimate order?
It's a legitimate file, yes. Like it
Okay.
because the file relates to events that happened in the past. So at the time, the codes
Yeah.
would have been, if they had the current codes, that would have made no sense. Like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
because this file was filed at a certain time period. That time period would have that code stamp on it.
Yeah.
This is like a classification code from the 90s on a file from the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay. I shall relay that back to him. That's
I
legitimate.
think
Someone roll the ship.
that, you talked the GM to letting the ship roll, but you're not going to do it. You're making me.
Okay. I rarely ever rolled the. I don't remember the last time I rolled the ship.
Friggin' Kismet, I think.
Yeah.
And even then, Penn did it. I miss Penn. Anyway, that is another momentum.
What is the actual classified level? Like what?
It's an Admiralty code, so this is
So Killick is not authorized to have this.
this is Admiral,
Okay.
Admirals, either admirals or Admiralty staff who have need to know reasons to know this information.
Okay. Does the Commodore meet that
Yep, just
requirement?
barely.
Okay. The captain will, make an entry that this was provided by a source of dubious value, and so its classification level was not considered valid until now, and now it is sealed. And that
Give
I
me
will send.
control command difficulty 2. You're establishing a trait of the proper paperwork. Assisted by computers command. I was like, hey computer, let's do the paperwork to say, no, here's the legal way to handle this problem. this weird
Can I
outlier
get an
problem.
assist from my security officer?
100%. Yep.
Focus in Starfleet Protocol.
Yes. That's exactly the problem you're having.
Can I assist with control security?
Certainly can. That's
I
2
was,
more.
okay, I was going to ask about focus, but it doesn't matter because that's a 1.
I'm gonna take this opportunity to invoke that if I succeeded, if anyone on the ship succeeds at a command task, that we can choose to have the ship's communications command assist.
There, I rolled the ship and it didn't do
Not-
anything. Happy?
Not computers, communications command. Communications command is
It's a comp
actually a
command.
12.
It called the roll called for comp command.
But he has an ability that shifts it. Or the ship does.
Oh.
No, the ship does, yeah.
So communication commands ups it by 2. So you're not looking at
And-
yep, that first number would still succeed.
Cool.
Yeah, and we can convey that to allied ships, landing parties, or away teams who we have communication with.
So you have a float out there from at the tail end of all that. As yes, you've created the trait. You created a trait. I won't bother recording the trait because it's just a truth of the scene, where it's like, yeah, you've covered your legal base. You've done. It's like there's a very in this scenario. You called it out. There's a very specific security and command procedure for this exact revelation of classified information, and you're like, let's get that paperwork done now before we keep talking, because if we don't, if we delay in putting it in the log, that just turns into
People
a
will
problem
get
later.
mad.
Yeah, JAG will have words with us, or the Admiralty will have words
wanna-
with you, or Starfleet Intelligence for that matter.
So, I want to confer a trait
Actually, I might as well
to
record it.
whoever gets this. Like, I'm gonna send it to the Commodore, but I want to make this explosive, not in the sense that it's like, damning or something. Like, I'm not putting it up. What I mean is,
Whoops.
when the Commodore gets it, she's going to be like, damn it, Tom could have sent it to me like this, but he included this little byline that means now I have to drag in Jag. And Jag's going to get it and be like, damn it, the Commodore sent us this. We could have just dealt with it, but she included this little byline, which means I've got to include Starfleet security, to basically mean that everyone who is authorized to get this in 2 weeks, it'll have worked its way across the Federation, and everyone who's authorized to see it will have seen it.
I'll increase the trait you created to make it level 2, because 1 was just covering your butt. 2 gives it, it's proper, all right. Proper security classification procedures. Like, no. I'm gonna drag this. I'm gonna put an extra little addenda of I am not ordering, for I cannot do this, but I'm highly recommending under certain general order such and such and such and such, subsection such and such, that this may require further review. It's like, because you pointed that out, I can't not review that, because if I don't review it, someone up above me is going to yell at me going, why didn't you review it? Even someone below you knew the right thing to do. They just couldn't do it because they're not authorized to.
And now because I have to review it, damn it, I have to pass it along because I can't think of a reason not to.
Yeah, it's like, well, now JAG's involved. Now JAG goes, oh, wow, they're right. Yeah, this means Starfleet Security's involved, which, this means the command's going to be involved, which means
I want to make someone play whack-a-mole, and I want it to be impossible for them to win.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Or at least
I don't even know what's in this document.
That's just the ideology of the people who made whack-a-mole.
Well, no, because they kind of do want you to win eventually in a small way, so you'll keep coming back, right?
Okay.
What is in this file, Captain? Jeez.
So, the procedure's made, set up. You have a bright red pad with explosive material on it.
Oh yeah, I will put that in the replicator and dereplicate it. The captain says, I can't share with you what was on that pad, but I don't feel that it would be against protocol to say that if Rakan knew what was on the pad, the negotiations would be over. So I think they are.
Atrum just breathes in and out and says, by the gods, what on earth happens, and what on earth are they keeping from us?
Think of something to deal relevant to the slavery issue that would boil your blood and set you on a warpath. And you've probably guessed right.
You watch as like her brow furrows for a moment, and she considers a variety of options, and she says, okay, yeah, okay, I think I can imagine it. So what's the play now? Do you think Rakan knows? Whoever gave this to Winters presumably gave it to both of them? Is that our thought? No, hold on. How did Winters get this?
That's what I'm gonna set you to. Someone either gained illicit access or was given illicit access, and until the Commodore informs me that Starfleet Security has taken over the problem, you're the first security officer on the scene, so it's your problem. Unfortunately, the actual evidence was classified way above your ability to access. So
Mhm.
all you can go on is that the ship received a communication for Winters and that it was classified to a nature she shouldn't have had access to. She turned it over. Actually, verify this. Make sure she turned it over within the legal statute. Because if she's held on to this for a day or two, then she herself has probably committed has committed a crime.
Atrum like runs a hands through the side of her hair, and she goes, "Okay, I'll do my best, sir."
And as far as what we're going to do about the negotiations, what's in the best interest of the Federation is that we act in good faith. And so that's what we're going to do.
And by good faith, you mean
I'm going to tell Rakan there's something I can't tell him, but if I did tell him, he'd walk away.
and then he's going to walk away.
Maybe, probably. But I'm not going to be the one who doesn't tell him.
He
Because if he finds out, well, I'm going to tell him because it's the right thing to do. But if someone needed greater justification as to why I'm going to do it, it's because in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 100 years, him or someone else is going to figure it out or find out, and it'll all be blown up anyways. You can't build a castle on sand.
she nods her head, and this is fair enough.
So get Kelly, get Decca, whoever you need, run it down, find out who broke the chain of security, which I don't envy you in because it's good that it got out. It would be bad if it had never gotten out. But that's not how security works. So you need to figure out who let it leak.
Okay.
And
Presumably,
you need to do it before you're told to stop by Starfleet security. So no pressure.
presumably we'll want to close. We're going to want to heavily restrict communications on and off the ship starting now.
No,
No.
because I want the more data we get from whoever sent this, the better we're going to be able to track where they are and who they are. So, not that I think anyone is going to communicate with them again.
All right, I'll leave you to it. I need to get back and get on top of this.
Yep. I'll report back to you in a few hours.
As the captain. Oh, unless the GM stops me.
No,
I'm going to
carry
say
on.
something on the bridge. The captain will walk in front of the console and look at Dick and say, "Anything, Lieutenant?"
Yeah. How did my last day go?
All right, so let's catch you up in time. We flash back a few days ago. I believe this would be reason plus science or security. Difficulty 3, resistance of 2 to help check if anyone was out there.
And this is mainly we're focusing scans down on this planet, recalibrating sensors to be especially incisive about this new energy signature that we've detected down on the planet.
Yeah.
Because it was an energy signature, correct?
Energy signature or life form. Because remember, you're an energy signature, but you're also a life form.
Right. Okay. Cool.
And that's why Starfleet tries to be careful with being too binary about it. It's like, this might be, or it might be a sensor glitch and has nothing to do with it.
Okay. And I assume also sensors, science.
Or security, depends what's leading.
Yeah. I put this in the hands of Fushi, I think.
Different music, given what we're talking about. Lieutenant Fushi, you scoundrel, you rogue. Don't everyone control her at once.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll do that. Sorry, I was thinking about the investigation.
It's
I
fair.
apologize.
It's fair. There's a doctor that could have helped out, but she decided not to. It's okay.
I'm distracted by other things at the moment.
Dear Lord.
Reason science, difficulty 3. Do you have any traits that help here? I don't think we still have the shuttle-based system study, do we?
You do, yeah.
Okay, does that apply here?
It can, yeah.
Alright. Using the shuttles to aid our sensor ability. Can we... Okay.
We can rip down that resistance.
Yeah, let's drop the resistance down.
Okay.
R0. Great.
Or actually, wait, what are we at for work?
9 of 12.
Then we might not need to tear down the resistance that much.
Well, my science is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2, so we need it to go down by at least 1.
So we can put 1 to trait, 1 to diff?
I don't think we can split it in half because it's a trait of 2. It's not 2 traits.
Yeah.
Oh,
Correct.
Okay. I see. Never mind then. Yeah, resistance.
Alright. We're gonna do recent security. Sorry, reason science.
Okay.
I apologize. Sensor operations.
Well, you said it wrong. It's sensor up. No, go ahead.
Observations.
Here we go.
Good Lord.
Operations. Okay. Brittany. I'm a little tired. I mentioned. Okay. Reason science. Okay. Sensor operations. Task roll 2. Okay. I'm spending 1 threat and 2 momentum to roll 4.
I will roll.
Never mind. That's what I was trying to remember. We have intense scrutiny, so I apologize. I forgot. Could we instead drop the difficulty?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Logically, it makes sense. Yeah.
I knew there was something I was missing.
Deca assist. And Cap or Doc, would you like to roll the ship?
Sure. Sensor science.
So that is so for 2 being generated. Possibly more, possibly less. Who knows?
We'll see. Hey,
Hey.
that one.
Good ship.
So you break the progress track. And you discover.
Oh, fix it.
Okay then. So you're at 0 of 12.
Mhm.
I'll mark that's complete so I don't forget. So I don't keep going back to it. Completed. And you would discover this on interval 4 essentially, so you have learned this yesterday. There is, in fact, a native life form that lives within the Class P planet below you. It is not a folk confederation. It does seem to give off an energy signature. So there's some sort of subglacial civilization down there. Momentum
Maybe
will
spend a
go
momentum.
further into it.
Yeah, I was gonna say momentum. I think the important question is, can we determine what level of civilization we may be talking about?
Yeah. Let's spend a momentum on this question. What are the signatures we're detecting? Are we detecting, just basic electricity generation and power? Are we detecting matter antimatter reactions? Are we detecting
Subspace
fusion?
fluctuations.
Yeah, anything like that. Oh,
Because depending on what we hear, that could make this go from carefully observed to we might be sitting on top of a first contact situation in the middle of delicate diplomatic negotiations.
It's in the roll 20, whispered at Atrum.
no, okay, sorry. Last time you sent it in the...
Yeah, this one was. If it's big,
Okay.
I put it in the Discord. If it's like a small little thing, I fire it up in
Oh.
there.
Okay. She's gonna say, I'm getting confirmation of what appears to be something like an Iron Age civilization. They have fire burning, forging. I'm detecting basic iron, steel, metallurgy, but nothing beyond that.
I see. In which case, this likely more falls into the area of expertise of our xenoanthropologists and Lieutenant Lamotqui.
It does. It also is not a security threat for the sake of our investigation, as these people, it's very unlikely that they are able to conceive of interstellar civilizations, let alone interfere with them.
Yes. The only thing I'm curious of is if the Folk Confederation are aware of their presence.
That is a question you would have to ask Rakan, Lieutenant. It is possible they have some... With the existence of people like Liar, it is entirely possible they have some non-Starfleet method of or non-warp method of transportation that could allow them to be in communion. But if the Folk Confederation didn't tell them about us, I doubt it's anything serious.
I hope so. I'll compile a report to give to the captain once he has a moment free of the negotiations.
Yeah.
This isn't pressing.
Fushi leans over this bar here and looks at the door over here conspiratorially, and she says, "What do you think they're talking about?"
I assume at this point in the proceedings of things, they're in the meeting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do not know. I am no diplomat.
You're not even a little curious.
I suppose I am slightly, but it would be highly improper, both personally and professionally, to pry.
He lets out a little laugh and is like, okay, Lieutenant. Maintain that professionality and that propriety, and you'll never make it higher than LCDR.
We then flash forward to Captain Killick wanting answers, and Lieutenant Fushi, you have new information.
Okay. What? Oh. Okay.
So the captain.
You go first, Deca.
Yeah. Well, Captain, after doing a preliminary run around the half of the system, we've determined that there are no pressing security threats, fortunately. However, in doing a deeper security scan of the nearby planetary system, we found something more so of interest to Federation anthropologists, but could tangentially have relation to further diplomacy with the Folk Confederation. I'll allow Fushi to explain in more detail.
Uh, Fushi pulls their eyes out of the binoculars and says, "You're so wrong, Captain. We've just got new information. We've detected a approximate an approximate Iron Age level civilization below the ice on the planet. New data, however, suggests the presence of at least one subspace radio aboard the planet. It could be more, but there's at least one. And the fact that we can detect it implies it is active and has been sending transmissions very recently. There is an Iron Age level civilization down there, and it is being tampered with by interstellar organizations."
That's a jump. It could be a monitoring device.
That's interference of a sort.
And
I
additionally,
think you have deep-seated beliefs about the directive, don't you?
I didn't say
additionally,
interference was bad, sir, but it is a form of
Okay.
interference.
additionally, Fushi, was this signal present when we first determined the nature of this civilization not 24 hours ago?
Fushi shrugs their shoulders and says, "We didn't detect it before now. I believe it's entirely likely it was there before, just simply not active at a level that our sensors could penetrate it."
And out of character, Captain, we are currently dealing with an unknown signal intelligence problem.
Killick will say, Lockdoll and send a update to the Commodore. She'll decide if we investigate this or if she wants to wait for Starfleet Science to send out a vessel.
Commodore, Captain.
Yeah, the Commodore, the person in charge of the fleet.
All right, Captain. And Dekka seems a little confused as to why this, this is being bumped up the chain to the Commodore, but okay.
But Fushi looks at, he hears your surprise and says, "Oh, remember, he can't just do whatever he wants right now. We've got a mission at hand. We can't go investigate this without further approval."
Yes, I suppose you're right. Apologies, Captain.
The captain says, "Don't worry. To everybody, multiple levels below where you sit, it looks like you can take the ship wherever you want, whenever you want. But you know that's not true. Just as much as I can't assign us any mission, and the Commodore can't move the fleet anywhere. Ultimately, the only person who is fully in control of their actions is the Federation voter. Even the president is locked by their will." Do-do-do-do. There's some wisdom for you. Do-do-do-do-do.
The second the door closes, Fushi's gonna say, "I didn't know Killick was such a bleeding heart."
Yeah.
Yeah, just a believer.
Maybe he's just a little emo that he can't do science and has to babysit negotiations.
The captain walks in on the doctor having just
couldn't
wrapped
believe
up
it
a story. She's keeping the delegates busy while they're waiting.
Which Winters is, very raptured, very engaged with the story, asking questions. Rakan is finding their drink very interesting, and occasionally they look over and nod, acknowledging you're saying something. Maybe they're entertained. It's really hard to tell.
What a weird guy.
Takes all sorts.
Killick says, don't let her let you think it was too dangerous. The Polynesians are pretty good navigators. I don't think she was in that much danger. It is a
I
big
only
ocean.
thought so at the time, but once I'd learned the language a little bit more, I got a lot more confident.
The captain sits down and says, Mr. Khan, I do need to inform you that someone unlawfully transmitted classified information to Miss Winters. Miss Winters immediately surrendered that classified information, as is their legal requirement. To determine if that classified information was truly classified Federation information, I reviewed it and had it electronically verified. It was verified, and I have sent it to the appropriate authorities. I cannot divulge to you the nature of the classified information, but with everything you have told me, with the way you have represented yourself and the interests of your people, I have no question in my mind that if I did show you the information, you would refuse to involve the Federation in negotiations any further. I cannot express enough that the contents of the communication do not reflect on the Federation as a whole, but I can't communicate to you why. So it is reasonable for you to take that position. As a result, unless you have heartily changed your personal beliefs, I think we might be at an impasse.
Khan sits there. He's looking straight at you. His eyes moving a little bit as he's searching your face, searching your eyes. Winters kind of is leaning back and just sort of... She takes a nice deep breath. She's sitting a little straighter, like, "Ooh, this is awkward as hell. This is not what I thought was going to happen today." She's had 2 very awkward days. Like, this job went from, just a bit of negotiating with an alien species. That's not a big deal. Oh, God, what is this powder keg? What am I involved in?
Like, oh, God, we're about to blow up our entire company over this. And, oh, no, now start, like...
Yeah, I'm sure she assumed that... that Killick would have done what was expected and play the good soldier and hide it away, because that's what would have been in everybody's immediate interest. That's what a company officer would have done.
Khan continues to stare at you. Your character's not at all lying, so it's an easy roll for him to just figure out, hey, you're not full of crap. It's a diff zero thing, because you're obfuscating, but you're obfuscating the content, but not the spirit of it. It's like, I'm telling you that there's something bad here. I can't tell you. Really, I can't. Like, I literally get in immediate trouble. And, he gives you a searching look.
Yeah, but you said if I told you what it was, you would walk away now.
What? Not in an empathic sense. This is just someone being somewhat insightful. What emotion would be conveyed through your eyes, through your facial expression? How is Killick feeling about what's just happened? Like, you're obviously not doing the evil sneer of, haha, I got it, I'm slipping out of this. That's what he thought he would see. That's not what he sees. He sees something else in your face.
Disappointment. Disappointment that the negotiations are going to fall apart. Disappointment that he who shall not be named abused his authority in such a vile way. Disappointment that the naysayers have another thing to throw at the Federation being a terrible thing that we should all tear down and get rid of. Because it's, Vance sees the counter argument. Vance is not a relevant name at all. I did not say that. No one heard it. Killick, Killick gets to see all the time the positive arguments for the Federation, but 10,000 positive arguments barely stand up to one negative
atrocity.
Yeah. So, profound disappointment.
He slowly nods, like as if you said something, and you 100% didn't. He just, like, it's almost like he was looking for an answer in your face, and he got it. Very well, Captain. I think until the truth can be revealed, there's not much else I could gain for the Confederation here. So I will return, and should things change, reach out to my elders, and we'll see if we give you another chance. Winters looks like she's going to say something, and then she just bites it back, because it's a clear look of she's in a legal predicament that she has. The more she says, the worse she's at. So it's better for her to just shut up and not, like, she handed the stuff off to the legal representative of Federation Interstellar Law. It's like, what do you want to do? This. Cool. I don't think I'm allowed to say anything.
Is she here operating under any sort of diplomatic immunity, or because her position hasn't been represented, that she actually
she's just a contractor.
Yeah.
That's why her authority is a lot lesser than Rakan's is for compared to the folk. She's representing a firm in a negotiation, but he's representing an entire civilization.
Commander Alithia, if you would escort Mr. Rakan to the bridge and have the ship steer course for where he'd like to disembark.
Return back to my ship, and I can fly back to where I would like. As you recall, that his ship is docked with yours.
Yeah, we have bigger impulse engines.
Oh, fair enough. So you escort him out. Unless Alithia has anything she wants to ask or...
No.
Brian.
As she's standing up and everybody's still in the room, she says, I hope that some negotiations or resolutions are still able to happen without our I've forgotten the word.
Mediation?
Assistance.
No.
Yeah, mediation. Without our mediation. And then she'll walk with Rakan.
When you open the door, you do see Fushi leaning with like an elbow on the railing and a hand under their chin, talking to Dekka. And when you show up, they straighten up, turn around, and sit back at their chair.
Doctor does not comment.
Captain will turn to Winters and say, Miss Winters, Yeoman Vassic will show you to your quarters. I need to wait on Commander Atrum's appraisal to ensure you're personally not under suspicion for wrongdoing.
Mm-hmm.
I have my own opinions about the matter, but they are not legally binding. So, I'm afraid you'll have to stay for the moment.
So, just to clarify, I am currently detained, but not arrested. Pending investigation.
Yes.
She nods.
You are not free to leave this ship. You are free to move about it in its public areas.
She nods. You can give me, from that, insight plus security, difficulty of 2. As you get a read on Winters and what she is driving at a little bit.
That she wants asylum. Focus in violin.
Surprisingly, no. I have to give that I have to give that real
applies.
thought.
So I was looking up and down the list. I was like,
Funny enough, she
Cool
made a
reading.
reference to classical era violin terminology. It was a real deep cut. I'm surprised you caught it. God, to be that opaque. I mean, I can be opaque, but not that opaque, I hope.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Fair dealer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, gained 1. She is. You get the read on her that she is. The question wasn't a means to evade or anything like that, or request for asylum. It was a Federation citizen who is determining their exact legal status. How much trouble am I in? And you can clearly see that she doesn't seem to show any intention of trying to escape or evade. There's sort of an expectation that if you seem suspicious and a Starfleet officer has to investigate something, it's like, you have a reason to look into me. That makes sense. So, yeah, I'll try it. Most Federation citizens just know to behave themselves. Don't go anywhere weird. Don't try to... Maybe don't hang around the shuttle bay too much. Or the transporter room. Just out of... there's no rule that says you have to do that, but... It makes Starfleet less jumpy when you do that. Like, maybe hang out at the mess hall, the Arboretum, try to stay places where people can see you. So people know where you are. You don't have to. You can hang out in your quarters if you want, which that also helps, So it's clear that she intends to cooperate. Or at least she's not going to escape, if nothing else. She's having the normal Federation citizen response to that. Because it's perfectly valid for them to ask, hey, can I not leave? No, you can't leave. You're the captain of the ship and you're Starfleet officer. You're allowed to do that. If you do it for too long, now she'll ask questions. But yeah, something weird happened on your ship and she knows what it is. That's reasonable what you're doing.
The captain says, well, with that unpleasantness out of the way, he does get up, he turns back and he says, I do apologize. I sensed there was a bit of disagreement between you and the commander on completely unrelated matters. I'd have to apologize. I don't know what could have possibly caused irritation. I'll make sure to separate from the security investigation, obviously. Once that completes, well, it won't matter if you have found yourself in legal trouble. But if everything's all right, I'll make sure to have her make it up to you and apologize.
For momentum, she might actually reveal what's going on.
Sure. That's not at all what I was trying to do. I was trying to mess with the EXO again, but I'll actually listen to the problem. Disappointedly.
She says, well, look, as she stands up, puts her hand on the back of the chair, kind of leans against it. It's nothing quite that bad, Captain. It's just, in parts of the stars I happen to go, there's a certain way two adults hint that perhaps something more is coming. And I think she gave off that hint unintentionally, and I may have misread it. So, I mean, even if she did something bad, like if she actually did lead me on, I don't think that's a professional thing. It's just I'll get over it. It's very awkward to be around her for these last few days. I'm really trying to get over it. I think it's bled into my work. So I don't want to get her in trouble over this.
Am I aware of this conversation because people are talking about me from across the ship?
Lots of people talk about you across the ship. I mean, you gave a ticket to that one person. It was totally a shiny shoe,
Okay.
and you're just being yeah, you get a sense of awkwardness from somebody on the ship, but you'd have to concentrate on who that was.
Yeah, Atrum puts her head in the pillow, sitting on the side of the sofa, and screams.
Killick says, I apologize. I didn't know anything of a personal nature was involved. I guess I'll have to withdraw that offer. I don't think I could compel Commander Atrum to speak with you on such a matter.
If she wants to talk about it after all this, I'll talk. But maybe I just didn't want to get in trouble over a personal thing. Didn't seem very fair. I mean, I'm mad at her, but I'm not that mad.
Oh well. If you'll excuse me, Miss Winters, because perhaps the captain wanted to poke Atrum, but did not actually personally want to get involved at all.
And Rakan basically, in short, will ask Ilthea to just have him dropped off at the main world here in system, and he'll take his ship down to the surface.
All right.
So you're giving him a bit of a drive, as it were. It's like, hey, we're the big scary shit. We have better, less than FTL drive systems, so
Killick's gonna... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
All right.
I think, Ilithea doesn't really say too much to Rakan. She, continues pleasantries, but is not interested in getting anything out of a conversation necessarily.
And you had a positive with Winters, not him, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Then he will be stoically silent for most of it, and he'll peaceably leave the ship and head to the surface.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Atrum.
Hi.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, I just heard the Discord. I won't say it out loud.
Yeah.
It just caught me.
Yeah. I number one piece of advice, kids at home: don't date your coworkers. It's not a good idea. Okay.
So what's Atrum been up to while this powder keg was slowly burning away?
Yeah. What I'm going to do is investigate the signal. I want to. This might require me going to the main computer. I don't really know, but I want to trace the sensor from where it came from. The ship detected it. Therefore, if we know the position of the ship and we know the angle and whatnot of where it came from, perhaps I can trace the source of the signal. That's the goal I'm going for here.
Yeah, you probably would have gone to the ship the bridge and to multi-roll at some point. With Winters giving you an awkward look and very quickly getting to the turbo lift. Especially after the conversation you just had. But you're kind of in the middle of your own work. That's how you might sense an awkward ping off her, like, oh, okay. Anyway, back to what I was doing. Reason Engineering, difficulty 3, assisted by Comms Engineering. To track that down.
Right. Could I get an assist from Fushi on the basis that the Fushi. I meant to say that Fushi, but we could go with give them the definitive article that the Fushi might have information that would help me here.
Yes, but if another player will have to control them and set aside the current
fine.
character.
No, I don't.
Yeah, sure. I'll play Fushi here.
Reason Engineering. Investigative techniques.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it.
Lieutenant, I'm trying to trace the origin of a signal we received 37 hours ago. Do you think you can assist me?
Yeah, you want to just help going back through the logs or specific frequency analysis?
I need the analysis of the source. Without saying much, figuring out who sent this information is of very importance to an investigation. And in order to figure out who sent it, we need to figure out where they sent it from.
All right. I'll
Maybe
run a
consider
data
that.
analysis on all recently received communications.
Maybe
Not
also
so bad.
consider that that strange subspace transmitter that we literally just found out about. That's the first option.
It's a possibility, but
Okay.
good scientists didn't jump to conclusions
Or
something.
One,
I don't know.
one threat to momentum. Ooh. The Fushi, I need some help here.
Yeah. Computer science or rapid analysis focuses potentially.
And I'll roll for the ship.
Rapid analysis.
All right. Are you for reason science for the assist?
You could, yeah.
Cool.
And I also, because of the dedicated subspace transceiver array, I get to re-roll this die just in case.
Nice.
I'll take it.
1, 2, 3. So far, so good. And a comp.
Slightly bad. Just slightly bad there.
Threat or comp.
Comp sounds so interesting right here. It's not my role though.
Sure. You know what? we don't have a lot of time left. Why don't you throw us a massive curveball here? What's the complication?
Yeah, let's get a complication.
God.
Dispersed signal. You know the signal originated from somewhere in this star system. But because of a combination of the solar storms and just how the signal was transmitted, whether it was intentional or not, you're uncertain, but the signal is dispersed in such a manner that you're only able to narrow it down to your current star system.
Yeah,
Well,
and pick.
The
it's
call
looking
came from
like-
within the house. So to speak.
It is looking like the signal's origin is in this system, and based off of previous findings that Lieutenant Deca and myself made, I would propose a possibility that it's coming from a subspace antenna located amongst a primitive civilization down on the planet here, although I can't trace a signal there definitively.
Yeah, I'm picturing like a 1980s, like how like the Wrath of Khan displays look, where it's just like a signal emerging from the ship and then splitting off into like hundreds of lines that scatter throughout the solar system, and we're just like, well, any of them could have been the origin.
Yeah.
Atrum like looks at this and hears the information and says, Occam's razor suggests that's the most likely possibility, but that's not guaranteed. What is the composition of the solar system other than the one inhabited planet? Are there any other stellar bodies or objects that could be potential hosts?
Well, there are technically 2 inhabited planets in this system,
Right.
as we understand
Whoops.
it.
Pull you up here. So here's the system. Here's the planet you're over.
This is the ice planet, right?
That is a
Alright.
Class P. This is the mission area 01 where you met the stone folk. That's a Class
Okay.
M. And
And we know they have a transmitter. We left them with one, I
and
think.
this is a Class J. And of course the Class 1 asteroid field.
J, those are
Jovians.
Jupiter.
Yeah.
I almost said Jovian, and then I changed it to Jupiter because I thought that was more clear.
Actually, you guys would have
Atrium's
moved by this
consent.
point. You guys would have moved to help out the guy, so you would be like here.
Oh, right, yeah, because we dropped him off at home.
Just for clarity's sake.
Okay.
Let's put that a little higher
It-
up so
it-
it's-
Atrum is, going to consider all of this. Can I make an insight security roll about like what am I missing here? Because I'm trying to think if I have any other potential avenues to explore without just sending a team to both planets.
I have some idea I can give you. I'll up the
Okay.
difficulty though, because this is an odd. You are digging a bit deeper. But hey, you know what? Insight security diff 2. Your character may puzzle it out. Puzzle out a different solution.
Security investigative techniques.
Yeah.
Take a momentum and 2 threat. Reroll the 0.
Good golly. That's 4. Oops, wrong person. It's supposed to go to me. There we go. 4 momentum generated. So there is a couple possibilities you're able to jump to a bit that makes sense given what other people do when trying to hide certain transmissions, especially volatile ones. This is likely dispersed intentionally with a combination of the solar storm that is finally waned, and I'll actually go so far as to get rid of that finally. That is no longer part of the problem. Because the solar storms only last for so long, honestly. But that kind of gave it that extra push. But it is likely the dispersal is like the radio that you detected on that world, that was detected on this world up here. It may be part of a lattice of other proxies. So, because a transmitter you don't necessarily need a full base or a facility. A small, you might need a buoy somewhere in open space, somewhere to boost the signal, to maintain coherency and speed. But in system, to disperse it in such a way that makes it hard to tell, you could just put it on like different one on each asteroid, a probe that may be hidden amidst the gases of the gas giant. If they had any way to get at that transmitter that the Stonefolk have, they could just hack it and splice it and then somehow use it as a way to bounce off as well. So the goal perhaps isn't to find out where it's necessarily in system where it's transmitted from, but where the exit vector is. Some signal at some point had to leave the system. Doesn't matter if it's from any of these other targets, but it has to go somewhere. It has to leave system to go to a buoy or something. Because if you just, you could theoretically scatter a shot, and they'll have. But even if you do that, one has to actually be the real shot. One has to be the actual transmission you want to get where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably the better move for you. That said, not knowing where it exactly came from, what kind of infrastructure they have here, isn't great to not know. But if time's a factor, you may want to skip that particular point of investigation.
Okay, so they could have bounced it off of a variety of places, and there's no real way to track it?
You
Is that what you're
can,
saying?
but it'd be an extended task, and you get the feeling, given your conversation with Killick, that Command's gonna say something here pretty soon. You don't have a lot of time.
All right, then.
But you could try. You might get lucky.
I'm gonna, it takes 2 seconds to check in with the boss, so I'm going to thank Fushi for the good work and go see the captain. I'll buzz the door.
As the captain's penning his resignation.
Enter.
Atrum comes in and does the Riker maneuver to sit on the chair.
As soon as you see Killick's face, there's a feeling of awkwardness. Let me check what was on my desk. She's coming. She's sitting down. And clearly, Killick does not like having his mind read, but I don't think you can help it, right?
Yeah, she thinks she might have been composing a letter to your wife or something. She'll give a brief scan.
Yeah, it's not his romantic life he's embarrassed by now.
She just sits down. She just sits down, shakes her head, and says, "Don't worry. One day I'll get married, and you'll never have to think about it again."
The captain says, "Well, I didn't realize you were aiming to do it in the next couple of days, but more power to you."
Listen, and anything to anything to be able to silence suitors. I have an update in the investigation. Between the solar storm and the potential of potential different buoys to bounce the transmission off of, it's not immediately clear where the transmission could have come from. Fushi and I did some preliminary study. We probably could deduce it. However, this might be an extended interval as the computer has to run a complex series of computer simulations to track down the exact source. That could be hours, it could be days. However, if time is of the essence, the two most likely sources are the home of the Stone Folk, which we know for sure has a buoy because we gave them one, and this ice planet along the edge of the system. It apparently, and this is news to me, has some pre-war, pre-industrial inhabitants, and in addition to that, has some subspace rather that's been left there. Either of them are potential sources, and if I were a betting woman, which I'm not, but if I were, something tells me it might be upon this ice planet.
All right. When we're done getting Ambassador Rakan off,
Hey,
Yeah.
phrasing.
We can investigate. But you'll need a positive connection. It can't be supposition.
Atrum nods and she says, okay, myself and Fushi will begin running the data analysis now. I'll let you know when we have an update.
Get to it.
Yeah, Atrum's gonna walk to the door, pause, looks like she's about to say something else, but says, no, the best solution to this problem is to never talk about it again. Lets the door open and close.
So what you up to, Atrum?
Okay. I'm gonna walk over to Fushi and say, okay, we're gonna need to run that data analysis to try to track down any lead on the source. Something tells me it's that ice planet, but the captain says we can't move on it until we have any kind of confirmation.
So, I will wipe out this one. Where did it come from? Oh, work track. Oh god, we're okay. I'm not breaking things, you are.
Breaking everything.
There we go. So, 0 progress. 25 is the target. Because it's a whole star system.
Mm-hmm.
12. And 18 are the target thresholds. Resistance 4, difficulty 5. So yeah. The first step I think would be reason, science, difficulty 5, resistance 4. Assisted by sensors plus science. And at some point, I'm going to spend a lot of threats. So speed is your, alacrity is your friend.
Fushi, I think I'm leaving this in your capable hands.
Actually, I might be in a good position to do this because we're trying to determine location.
That's true.
That's true. I'll take a step back and say, Dekka, how are you with triangulating the source of potential transmission?
I will give it my best. And if this is a task related to astrophysics or stellar navigation, I can use my con rating instead.
Oh, your roll ability lets you do that, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
Navigators.
Yep, that would fire. You're right. Actually, let's.
In which case, I'll be doing all this stuff with I actually might be doing this in astrometrics.
Yeah, I'll pick you up then. I'll pick you up and say, why don't the three of us head down to astrometrics and see what we can do before it's too late.
Right.
Well, that's ominous.
Too late. Anyhow,
I'm afraid you can't ask for specifics on this one. Even I don't know the full details.
Alacrity.
Well, that's
Okay.
reassuring.
Okay, what do we have for momentum?
4.
4? Okay, I will... Power of Math, because it's complex calculations. My first d20 is free. I will... spend 2 momentum on top of it to get a 4th die. I know what I'm gonna do here. Okay. Okay. I think I got this. The only trait I can really throw down is Keen Navigator.
No.
Okay, fair enough. Going down ship traits, state of the art.
Yep.
Veteran sensor operators.
Yep.
Okay.
Up.
Cool. In that case, with the difficulty being, no, I should be putting the traits into resistance.
R2.
Yep. Because of Visit Every Star, since this is a task related to navigation, I gain a bonus momentum if I succeed. This isn't plotting a course, so my really cool thing doesn't help, but that's okay. Alrighty. I'm gonna roll 4d20. Focus of stellar cartography.
No.
Unified field theory.
Yes.
Cool. So that's 4d20. I have a reroll from Cautious, and I think the ship's astrometrics facilities also gives me a reroll. So I have 2 rerolls on the board. Didn't need it. So that's 5 hits, and then if Bushi would like to assist, and the ship also needs to roll.
Time is ticking
I thought
down.
you were able to use your. Were you not able to use your con there?
Oh, that's right. It wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Okay.
It's all the same.
Cool. Rapid analysis focus?
Yep.
Assist? Alright.
Time ticks down.
And
2 threat
focus.
gained.
There we go.
And Captain, roll the ship, please.
Someone else will have to grab it.
I've got it.
Okay.
Sensor science.
That's not a cop.
No.
Okay, that's 6 hit, and I generate a bonus momentum. And because the theme's necessary, I'm gonna roll a d20. I gain another bonus momentum because of untapped potential.
5 minus 2 is 3. 3 progress made.
5? Where are you getting 5 from? My con is only a 4.
Is it? Oh, well, never mind then.
Yeah.
You only generate 1. For some reason I thought you had 5. So you generate 2, sorry, my bad. Boop.
Mhm.
Any spend with your bonus or those on the table.
What's the work track on this?
2 of 25.
Oh, jeez.
2 threat gained, by the way.
Yeah, okay. I will spend the 2 bonus to bring down the resistance 1 again.
Or generate
That's
more
really
work,
all I
yes.
can do. Yeah, generate more work. Okay, then I think I should leave this to Fushi going forward.
Yeah, probably.
Because
Second
Fushi
heat
can...
resistance.
Yeah,
Alright.
I will still assist.
Yeah.
Oh, the traits were from the ship anyway, so yeah, we know it's R2.
Okay. Actually, with
Oh yeah, you absorb
So
resistance
she's
anyway, so
taking
what
the
do you
lead
care?
here? yeah, ignore resistance. So to get that to difficulty.
There you go.
3.
Tick.
What's our momentum threat situation?
320.
It's unloaded for me. Okay. Spend momentum then for an extra die. And if anyone wants to assist with science, who should just have collaboration science?
So that would go for it.
I'll
I don't know
roll
if that-
to.
Yeah.
I'll roll to assist. You don't need to spend momentum to help me. I'll
Okay.
I'll just use my own native stat.
Cool.
Actually, I can use reason con because that's I think my thing still.
Still works on assist? Yeah, it might as well.
When I attempt a task, so no, I'm not the one attempting the task. I'll just do
Right.
science. It's fine. Take the first one. That's one hit.
And I got 4.
So,
So.
and then, and I'll roll the ship.
Cool.
7 of 25 so far.
No dice.
Spend the 2 bonus momentum for that roll for extra work.
It's 8.
Yeah. How many intervals do we have? It's
At some point, you'll run out of time. I have a bunch of threat that will kill the scene.
gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Command's gonna call any second.
Cool.
By the way, ticks up. It's almost like I'm looking for a particular threat number.
Yep.
I'll make another roll then. Momentum for third die. Throwing all the traits towards difficulty.
Roger.
And don't forget the ship is giving you a reroll.
Good to know. Good to know. I'll keep that in mind. I'll reroll that 0. Okay.
4.
That's 4 hits.
1, 3.
On diff 3.
2. Up. Your 4 goes straight into it. 12. You hit your first one.
Oh, sorry. This is an engineering or science extended task. My impact is increased by 1 from in the nick of time. So
okay.
2 more.
So you should be at 14 at 12. Your next roll will have 2 extra progress as you are rapidly figuring out what it is you need to do. 2 more.
Okay,
threat.
roll again.
Yeah. 3 dice. Apply everything to difficulty. Reroll that comp. That's 3.
Ship doesn't comp.
Just in comp.
3 on the dot. 4 plus 1
Additional
more, so 5.
Yeah. Plus additional.
So it puts you to 19 of 25 plus the additional 2, so that puts you to 21.
Okay, hit it one more time.
You get that bonus. You get a resistance increase, but that doesn't matter, unfortunately for me.
Yeah. All right. So I'll do one more roll then. Spending 1 momentum for a third die.
2 more threat.
Rerolling one of those.
Ship does not
4
comp.
hits. That's good.
I think that completes the work track.
It should. That's 5 more work.
The signal.
Pressure analysis is coming in now, Commander.
As a picture, a big line shoots off from a little digital representation of the ship and goes to where it came from.
Mm-hmm.
Pew, pew.
What?
That's a complicated signal path.
And it's going out of the system?
Trace it backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It came from this way and traveled this path to get to you.
Yeah. Okay. Huh. I thought we had expected it to be from in the system. Okay.
Well, we received it from in the system.
Interesting.
As each signal received it, they didn't just proxy and throw it out again. They sat on it and then did a new transmission. Sat on it, did a new transmission. So you're constantly were leapfrogging from station to station to station, figuring out where the hell it's coming from.
That's a
Okay.
lot of subspace transmission infrastructure in the system that we hadn't previously detected, Commander.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
Atrum just like looks at all of this and then quietly says to herself, "Oh, they're good."
Who set this up? The amount of resources necessary to do something like this under the noses of the very inhabitants of this system is not insignificant.
You could say that again, Lieutenant. Whoever did this has a vested interest in not being found. And do you know what that means?
What does that mean, Commander?
We have to find out who they are.
Right.
This is neat. Actually, I don't.
Love myself a conspiracy.
New scene. Because you did hit your goal, and I didn't interrupt you, so you actually did find out where it came from. That is useful information.
And
Yeah, she's
more
gonna
specifically,
tap you on the shoulder, Fushi, and say, "Good job. I'm putting you in for a commendation."
Oh, thank you.
slaps the top of the box.
Yeah.
In the new scene, Winters steps into the med bay. As doctor, you're probably just doing your normal, like, you don't have anything to do, so you might as well get some office work done, catch up on medical files. And Winters comes in and says, "Doctor, I need to speak with you."
Very well. And I assume my office is slightly private, or can be made so.
You have a thing there's a button you can press that gives patient.
Yeah. Yep, I'll do that.
Buzz.
Cone of silence.
Yes. The 60s bubbles come over your head.
Yeah, lower the cone of silence.
Captain, we can't trace it. It came from a shoe phone.
Doctor.
Yes.
I've had a lot of doctors who've saved a lot of people I care about. Starfleet doctors, even though lots of people with your collars and jackets tend to be so wrapped up and tightened with your regulations and laws, you forget what it's like to just be a spacer. But I know you'll understand, especially given your long age, that things aren't always that clear cut in the stars.
Go ahead.
I think I know where the transmission came from.
Okay.
There was a transmission. You'll need to speak with the captain about it and the chief of security, and whether you want to reveal me or not is up to you. I'd rather this was anonymous, honestly, but I'll let you make the call there, because right now I don't know what to do and I'm a little scared. In this system, I was directed some time ago to put out some subspace radios, small ones, meant to facilitate communications with myself and other contractors deeper in the Dawnland Fringe. I didn't know where this signal came from originally, the one I got earlier today. But I have a very good idea that this came from the director of counterintelligence. Although I think he's gone up in rank by this point. You would know him as Vansis. I can't.
Right.
If I am the one that told you this, and it's found out, the firm corrects and accounts for every problem it has. And they're definitely going to want me to not say what I just said. But I can't... The kind of thing I read, that can't go away quietly. So even if I... And she just kind of looks at the table and goes quiet. If I head back, I'm not sure I'll be able to share this information again. But I can't stay here. That would implicate me and those I care about just as easily. I have a ship full of people I have to take care of.
I understand that. My first duty is that of care. That is what it always will be. You've just come to me as a patient. And Federation respects doctor-patient confidentiality.
She nods. Kind of rests her hand on a second on the desk and just you can see she's collecting herself. Like, that took everything she had to come out to you right now. Just, it's almost like she got a good vibe off you as a doctor. It's like, you know what, this is the doctor I can trust. And then she strides out of the room elsewhere to the ship.
Right.
Oh boy.
The doctor is going to hand off shift duties to the nurse. Say, nurse, I'll need you to take care of things around medbay for a couple hours. I have a meeting to attend unexpectedly.
I
No,
didn't see
command.
that on the schedule.
You know how command loves to schedule things.
Yeah, you're telling me. All right. I won't burn the place down while you're gone.
Thank you. Head out and track down. I think she'll track down Atrum first because it seems like an immediate security concern.
Well, I tell you that the second Atrum had a location, she would be going to the captain to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. You both will head there. Final scene as the momentum burns away. Just as the two of them walk in, Killick, you see that you have a communication from the Commodore.
Do I hear the chirping of that?
Probably a blipping coming from Killick's console.
Before you answer that, sir, this might be important information. And she's going to put a pad down on your table. We've traced the signal. It bounced all the way across the system through multiple different repeaters before being lost somewhere to the galactic northwest of us. Whoever sent this was highly organized, had a lot of resources, a lot of skill, and had many things right underneath our noses for a long time.
And I have a reputable, somewhat, anonymous tip about who may have sent that transmission.
All right. If you want to take a seat, I'll open the communication.
Captain, I send you to mediate
Yes, Conrad.
one meeting, and I get a package that has basically send the entire command line into a frenzy.
Did you read it?
I did. Yep.
And did you want me to do something else with it?
No, you did
The
the
captain-
correct. You did the correct thing. It's just, how do you manage to keep doing this? You're either really good or really lucky. I'm not sure, or unlucky. I don't know how to look at it, really.
I love this admiral so much.
Atrum smiles and says, "I would like to think we're very good, sir, but yeah, I might be biased in that regard."
The captain says, "I apologize. You kind of started quickly, Commodore. I have both my commanders here because they were telling me they've found how we got this communication, or a large part of how we got it, who set up the capability to get it here. But I'm anticipating someone has taken this out of your hands."
Oh, no. Command's never that nice to expeditionary groups. They have made us the vanguard of the security detail to effect the arrest of a retired officer.
I didn't know it went that well.
Oh, I don't know if you want to think it's well. My strategic operations officer and intelligence officer are going to collect a full brief for you, which you will be able to disseminate as the needs require. But I can tell you the shorthand of it from what I was told by the current vice admiral and then the admiral over him, which I thought that was not a call I was going to get at the same time. It would seem that the offending party is within our sphere of influence, and therefore it is upon Survey Expedition Delta to effect first contact and attempt to enforce Federation and Starfleet rules, procedures, and so on and so on and so on. Long story short, we're going to be the one grabbing him, and Starfleet Intelligence seems to know where he is. Further details and clearance levels I will get to you, but for now, your mediation is over. As much as I wanted to succeed, I don't think the costs of hiding this would have been worth it. So, as much as Command is going to pat us on the back for what we're about to do, some Federation counselors about to yell at both of us for failing to maintain peace in the stars, because everything is just clear and simple when you're sitting in a council chamber.
Excuse me, Commodore, but how could Starfleet Intelligence know about the location of this mysterious officer and also be blindsided by this communique?
That information will be included in the secure communique. I can't transmit that over this transmission, but yeah, I understand your frustration, Commander. I had a few questions for my own intelligence operative as well, who had to explain to me after a bit of shouting exactly what's going on in my part of the stars.
Commander Atrum has few nice things to say about intelligence, and she was taught as a child, if you don't have anything nice to say, you shouldn't say anything at all. So she keeps her fat mouth shut.
For now, you are to reconvene here at MSO Willistic, and I will give you a personal briefing for optimum security. Until then, keep this among the command level. So you may distribute what is required, as we are now in the midst of a law enforcement action, and it is better that I'd rather not shackle you too much.
So I can share that red communication that started all this.
I'm going to get yelled at for it later, but that's my problem. I'm authorizing it.
That was me asking the GM.
Oh, yes,
That
yes.
was... yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. Very well, Commander. We will wait your next transmission.
We'll suck out.
Come over. The captain will push a couple of pads across the table to... Actually, I don't have... actually, it'll have to be the players reading it because I destroyed the copy we had. We'll have to wait till the Commodore can send us another copy.
In the meantime, you can just say it.
Oh yeah. So the captain will explain. A vice admiral decided that strategic depth as a defense against the brain was more important than ending the slave trade out here. And he decided it for himself, by himself, and then took every step within his power to make sure no one could interfere with that decision, even if that was their political or command prerogative.
And I am to gather it is this Vice Admiral located somewhere beyond Starfleet's grasp, but within our grasp, that they want us to arrest?
Yes. And I envy you, because certainly I'm not going to be able to partake in whatever ground operation seizes him. But I hope you can convey my frustration at his destructive tendencies.
Atrum runs a hand through her hair again, and she says, "Are you sure? Are you sure you envy me, Captain? Because you know when that picture is taken, it's going to be me next to him, put on all the newspapers."
Yes. That is a newspaper I could be on the front of.
You can have you deserve it, and you can have it, sir. As it stands, too many people already know my name.
Well, too bad we can't have it work out that way. The captain kind of shuffles some papers. Well, I was about to call it a day anyways, but since we're heading back to Willistic, I definitely intend actually I should check with Diana first, but I'm sure she intends also to have you both over for dinner. I just needed to know, was it for the invitations, should it be an RSVP of 1 or 2? And he looks like he's gathering information from the two of you. And Alithia, it's not you he's interested in. He's seeing if the commander solved her problem.
Are you asking if I have become engaged in the previous several hours since last we talked? Are you becoming my mother?
I mean, your family, the Atrums, could use another in their line.
I chalk it up to good order and discipline.
I shall contradict my earlier self. I am becoming celibate. I shall go to the end of my days, never pursuing another romance. It isn't worth it.
I tried that once. Didn't last very long.
And with that is the end. For those of you watching, thank you very much for watching. For those of you playing, thank you very much for playing. And we'll see you all again next time for the season finale. Bye.
I do find it very funny. I do find it very funny that weird vibes got turned into spurned X. This is maybe the most petty word to have ever existed. You go on, for every 10 bad, for every one good first date you have 10 bad dates. We didn't even get to a first date, and then she's, ugh.
Yep. Awesome. Oh boy. when I heard, oh,